Stay tuned for exclusive coverage of Bueller Crusader football. Crusader football,
well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
and on your smartphone or tablet.
It's go time.
it is go time. Time to make some stuff up.
Sounds like something my Uncle Mike would say.
You're listening to Bueller Crusader football
you know.
on HKFM.
Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep
I got to see all the Brislins today.
I did too.
And of course we are proud to support our community.
He's a cop in South Hutch now.
Good luck
John
to all
is?
our
Yes.
athletes this season.
For a
We
side
hope you
gig.
have a fun and
Okay.
memorable and most of all, healthy season. Be safe. Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the giant corner of Lorraine and 30th in Hutch, or online 24/7 at alansamuelshutch.com. Come by. Let's be friends.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on AdAsper Radio.
Well, a pleasant good evening, everybody, on this first Friday of November. High school football playoffs continuing tonight. It's round 2 of the 4A state playoffs here at Crusader Stadium as the Bueller Crusaders at 8-1 get set to host the 4-5 Winfield Vikings. Hi, everyone. Welcome inside the Midway Motors drive to the game. Aaron West alongside Chris Shank, Cliff Shank, Tyler Adams in our broadcast tonight as we get ready for the second round of the playoffs and the second meeting of the year between Bueller and Winfield. The Crusaders with a dominant win to open the playoffs last Friday, 70-something to something. Yes, where did
52.
my notes go? 52-12 over the Circle of the Abilene Cowboys. I've already messed this up twice.
Well, you said, Aaron, it was about time for us to get on the air and make some stuff up.
And
so
that's exactly what I'm doing.
You jinxed us.
He's getting creative.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, 52-12 over the Abilene Cowboys. Bueller with 7 first-half touchdowns in that game, 5 by Sam Elliott. The only score for the Crusaders in the second half, a 44-yard field goal by Jeffrey Neal, which we figured this week is the second longest in school history. The defense holding Abilene in that first half to -5 yards. Abilene did get a couple of scores late in the game off the freshman. Literally everybody got in the game that was suited up on the sideline on Friday. So a dominant win. And, hey, let's keep that old mojo rolling. It's been a friend of the Crusaders here in the second half of the year. So,
Well, they've had unbelievable first halves the last 2 weeks. 49 points last week against Abilene the first half, and the week before, 52 or whatever it was, where we beat Circle 76-0. Both of those games, you had almost perfect first halves.
yeah, that Circle game was so good. I was trying to relive it here in the pregame tonight, but it improves Bueller to 8-1 all time, 16-9 in the opening round of the playoffs. Their 31st win in the Warner era in the postseason, and looking for more tonight against the Winfield Vikings. I was talking with the coaches this week and mentioned that momentum they've had since the middle part of the year. And really just, it feels like since, and I probably mentioned this before, since about midway through the MAC game, something has clicked for this team where on both sides of the ball, their defense has obviously been fantastic, but they've really turned it up a notch as well on the offensive side.
I agree completely, and I'd even turn the page even further back to the Augusta game, because you think about the El Dorado game, that was a game that the Crusaders won by a score, had control of the game. It was probably a little bit more separation in that game than the score indicated, but in the Augusta game, the Crusaders just came out, kind of blew the doors off them, and then that first half of the MAC game, I'd agree. So just some things kind of went against the Crusaders, but in that second half, they really put the hammer down, and since that point, they have not looked back.
Tyler, you said something that any one of these games as a senior could be your last to sit up here in the box, and for those 20 guys down on the field, it could be their last too. And it's just something about this group. I don't know. They've got bigger things on their minds. So.
Yeah, it's definitely always coming up here now, especially in the postseason. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, it could possibly, if they don't play as expected, it could definitely very well be my last time up in this press box, and then also their last time on the football field. But I just have a lot of faith in this senior class. We have played with each other since 3rd grade. I mean, I even played with them through middle school and grade school, and we just were knit tight and everything. Some of us are even best friends. So there's just a bond and a connection that no other team, I feel like, can compete with, just because of how well, how long we've played with each other. And so just being able to go out there and do what we've done the last, third through senior year, I don't even know what type of math
is
that
hard.
is.
Math
But
is hard.
it's just like, now it's just survive and advance, and you just got to keep playing.
Well, they've been thriving so far. Well, you look at some of the reasons, some of the trending numbers, some of the things that have gotten them to where they're at. They forced 4 more turnovers last week. They're plus 18. They now have 26 turnovers on the season, and that puts them up there with some of the best Bueller defenses of all time.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, the Crusaders have had some of these games where they're holding opponents to, negligible yards, holding them to, just some of the point outputs. In the last couple of weeks, I mean, Abilene is the only team that's gotten to double digits since the middle of October, and they did that really in garbage time against, a lot of the youngsters. And the defense continues to roll, and when your defense plays as well as Bueller has, it really takes a ton of pressure off the offense.
Well, and they're really doing a good job of stopping the run here as of late. First 5 opponents this year, 226 yards a game. Last 4, 74. Shutting down the run will be key tonight. But then you look at that secondary, too, and that's a group that maybe one of the best secondaries Bueller's had in a long time.
I agree with that. The big challenge tonight is trying to stop Armand Acosta. He is a big, strong running back. And some colleges are looking at that young man. He is 6'1", 215. He's a load.
Yeah, he is a guy that he's their featured back. They're going to give him the ball a zillion times tonight, and he's one of those guys that if you try to tackle high, you're going to feel the brunt of it. Something that really impressed me about Armand Acosta when we played him the last time, he is really good at stiff-arming guys. I mean, I don't know if you remember Tyler, but that guy he's got a strong upper body.
Yeah, well, first off, he is the most explosive high school football player I have ever seen. Just how quick he gets off that line into out of the backfield is insane. And there was one stiff I remember off of Matthew Eddy that was just atrocious. It was like on the 30-yard, they're on 30-yard line. Matthew Eddy came in, and he just got stiff-armed majorly. And then also he trucked Sam, too. And so to be able to truck Sam, you got to have a lot of power. And so we'll definitely be seeing him in the future at colleges somewhere, because I'd say he has the most potential out of any of the kids in the state of Kansas.
I don't think I've ever done anything in my life that would be qualifying as trucking someone. I'm not sure how you do that, but
I have done some things that are atrocious.
yes.
Yeah. Well, he is 50 pounds bigger than Sam, so that helps.
Yeah, he's a big guy for sure. Well, you look at some, of course, we talk about Sam Elliott. We talk about him all the time, and he has a chance in these next 4 weeks to become the all-time leading rusher in school history. And boy, what a treat that will be able to witness that. But Bradley Neal, we don't give him a lot of the big attention that we give Sam, but certainly I think what Bradley has done this year is important to note. First 2 years as a starter, he threw 19 interceptions. He's thrown just 3 this year, completing over 50% of his passes, and he's been a different quarterback this year.
He has, and you think about one of the huge advantages the Crusaders have had this year is how many turnovers we are plus on the season. And not only has the defense done a good job of forcing turnovers, but we just haven't turned the ball over that much. And Neal has done such a better job of taking care of the football, not just in the throwing game, but also just, in taking care of it in the backfield. He used to be a guy that if he got really walloped hard, maybe cough it up, but he has gotten so much stronger with the ball in his hands, and him taking care of the football, so critically important.
Something that, may pop up in one of these later games. I was really impressed with that field goal that we kicked in the second half. That kick would have been good from 54 yards out. It was good from 44 yards out. And as you advance further in the playoffs, we haven't had a close game for a while. But at some point in time, we may have a close game, and that big leg might make the difference.
Yeah, 3 points could be the difference in hanging up your uniform or practicing the next week and getting ready for another game.
And making all those point afters. He has a school record, and that helps. And the other thing Chris and I have debated a little bit about is the kid has the leg where I think he could kick it into the end zone for a touchback probably 3 out of 4 times if he wanted to. And that's a pretty big weapon to have in high school football.
Well, yeah, and our kicking game was actually the difference of being 8-0 and 7-1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. 4 touchbacks this year. And you're right, if you go back to the Central game and some of the problems they've fixed since then weren't there that night, they very well may have won that game as well. Well, a big one with Winfield. We'll break down the Vikings coming up. They come in winners of 3 straight at 4-5, and a lot of other action in 4A, the West and the East across the state to follow tonight as well. Of course, the winner of this game will move on to next week and take on the winner of Mulvane and McPherson. Midway Motors drive to the game. We've got more coming up right after this from Crusader Stadium on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
You're listening to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Visit Midway Motors on 30th Street in Hutchinson or online at midwaymotors.com. Coming up this day in Crusader history as the Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues on HKFM.
At Midway Motors, we are here for you for every mile of life. Whether you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or selling one, Midway Motors will buy your vehicle even if you're not in the market to buy one of ours. Just stop by one of our 5 locations and one of our appraisers will evaluate your vehicle and you can leave with a check the same day. It's fast and easy. Visit midwaymotors.com for more information. Midway Motors, for every mile of life.
Hutchinson Community College is enrolling now for spring. Take classes in Hutchinson, McPherson, Newton, or online. They're affordable, convenient, and flexible. Call 888-GO-HUTCH or email admissions@hutchcc.edu today.
Need a little morale pick-me-up in your office? Did you know updating your old fluorescent troppers with flat panel LEDs can boost employee morale and productivity? Sunflower Electric will come to your office, lay out a design, and provide a free estimate that can have big dividends. New flat panel LEDs give better lighting output using less wattage and lasting longer, which means savings for you. Call today at 620-662-0531 or stop by your local Sunflower Electric supply in Hutchinson, Great Bend, or Liberal.
Hey sports fans, all great teams include a great defensive strategy. That's what insurance is all about. Strategy to defend you, your family, and your possessions. This is Jordan Fee. I'm proud to help our clients plan their strategy of protection through the broad range of services we offer at Fee Insurance Group. Call to find out how we can protect your health, life, property, business, and even your retirement savings. Since 1883, we've been here to stand between you and risk.
Visit feeinsurancegroup.com, your local trusted choice agent.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back. The Midway Motors drive to the game. Bueller in Winfield here on this second Friday of the high school football playoffs. Look at our this day in Crusader history. We'll take you back to November the 5th of 2011 in a 49-6 make-it playoff win at Abilene. Tanner Fisher rushed for 5 touchdowns that night. Of course, he went on to rush for nearly 3,000 yards over the course of that season. That Warner-led team finished 11-1 and lost in the sectional round of the playoffs to Topeka Hayden 21-14. It's the Winfield Vikings for the second time tonight this season. Bueller in 13 games all time against Winfield, 13-0, including an 18-7 win back in week 3 of the regular season at Winfield. All 13 games have come in the Warner era. This will be the second playoff meeting all time between the two. The other in 2018 here in Bueller, and the Crusaders won that game 25-0. Games have been tight as of late. You look at the last 5 games in the series, and Bueller has won them by an average of 24-9. And Chris, you asked me a question: does Riley Yingling make that big of a difference for this team? And I would say yes, he does. We'll expand on that here in just a minute. Right now, we're going to go down on the field for tonight's national anthem. Singing tonight's national anthem on electric guitar there by Colton Hines, who we're talking about this Winfield offense. Chris asked me, does Yingling make that much of a difference? And I think he does. Since he's come back, they have won 3 straight, Rose Hill, El Dorado, and last week 21-7 over Independence. And what he really does is he makes them more than just a one-dimensional team. I think with him now, you can't just shut down Acosta and that's it. You have somebody else to worry about on offense.
Yeah, I know when we played him back in week 3, Acosta was the guy that we knew if you stop him, you stop Winfield. And I had some members of media from other schools that just went on and on and on about how lucky we were that when we played him, they didn't have Yingling. And just being some senior leadership and I think, like you said, I think it'll make a difference. You talked about kind of comparing him to Wellington's quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll run some counter, run some sneak up the middle. He'll use some option, him in some different ways tonight. I like to run that big, robust formation and then some different spread looks as well. Last 2 weeks, they've been 80-20 run versus the pass. You've got our Acosta, who's the big physical back. We've talked about him a little bit, and that stiff arm that he likes to use. He's deceivingly fast as well, our Acosta is. And then Yingling will get out and run as well. You would think Winfield's going to have to try and throw the ball some, though, tonight to walk out of this stadium with a win. I don't think against this Black Knight defense you can come in and not throw the ball and win.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, Winfield's got some receivers that have some height and some athletes out there in the receiving corps.
Yeah, they really targeted Kyan Tolles when we played him last time. But like I said during that game, and I ranted and raved, and we all have for the last couple of weeks, the Campbell brothers shut him down. I mean, they shut the aerial game down in that game because they got some tall receivers other than Tolles. But just the last couple of weeks, our secondary has been phenomenal. And so if they're forced to start throwing the ball, I have no fear in what would happen.
Peter outgained Winfield in that win back in the regular season on the ground, 234-141, 102-77 in the air. It was just a one-score game at halftime, and then remember Jackson Childs had a big INT return for a touchdown in the second half. Winfield had 4 turnovers in that game, and the other thing, Buter with the 7 penalties. If I feel like there's 2 contrasting things, Buter with the plus 19 in takeaways, but at times this year penalties have been a little bit of a drive killer for them.
Yeah, it's and that's something that you talked about, when we played Winfield the last time, had trouble sustaining and capping off drives. And it's always interesting because, when we played these guys last back in the middle of September, that was almost 2 months ago. And you think about how much teams change and evolve kind of as the year goes. And the Crusaders have gotten a lot more disciplined as far as avoiding penalties and have done a fantastic job of avoiding the turnovers.
All right, much more coming up. We'll go down on the field and check out the weather, our Phoenix Restoration kickoff conditions just ahead. And next, we'll get armored up. Coach Coles joins us to break down further the Winfield Vikings. Here are the Midway Motors Drive to the Game on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Drive to the Game. Listen to Crusader football on your smartphone or tablet with the Ad Astra radio app. Your home for Crusader football. Join Aaron West and Chris Shank every Friday night on HKFM.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family has kept motorists on the road for nearly 60 years. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Are you building a house?
A swimming pool?
Are your lights flickering?
Call Schmidt Electric.
That's Schmidt Electric. 620-960-6755. Schmidt Electric will take care of all your electrical needs.
Got Spock?
Under the right conditions, 30 female fleas can turn into 250,000 fleas within 30 days. Hi, this is Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital. Fleas are nasty parasites programmed for survival and hard to exterminate. Thankfully, veterinary science has given us safe and effective ways to control these pests. Managing this life cycle will give your pet relief and help your home remain flea-free. Don't leave your pet's comfort and safety in the hands of someone who doesn't know your pet. Call us at Appalachian Animal Hospital, 662-0511. 515.
And we're back here on our Midway Motors Drive to the Game as we get armored up. Time to break down the Winfield Vikings with defensive coordinator, Coach Jason Coles. Coach, let's talk about this defense of yours, just continuing to play at a high level, and your varsity to open the playoffs. You hold Abilene to negative yardage in the first half, so looks like you guys carry on some momentum here into this second week.
Yeah, we kind of set a high expectations for ourselves in that first half, and we knew, once the game started that our varsity kids, our starters, were probably not going to play nearly as much as they would have liked to, but we figured, better keep them healthy and get those other kids some reps and some game reps to keep them fresh and keep them going as well. But yeah, we're really happy with our defensive performance in the first half on Friday.
I mentioned the Winfield Vikings. You went 18-7 at Winfield earlier this season in a close physical game. Scored a touchdown defensively in that game as well. And I think that's kind of Winfield has established themselves as a very physical, very solid football team. You're going to have to play well to beat them.
Yeah, they've got a big back, who runs downhill incredibly well. The quarterback, the Yingling kid, is another, he's a power runner. He can throw the ball too, but they definitely pride themselves on being physical in the running game, and that's what they want to establish. And, we kind of pride ourselves in being able to take away that dimension of the game for a lot of teams. And, if we can do that tonight and kind of push them out of their comfort zone, then it'll be a positive for us.
I think we talked about this back in the Wellington game, but you get a quarterback who starts scrambling around a lot or who runs the option well, and your linebackers, of course, really have to be on their toes for that.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, the Yingling, he runs the boot well. They run a little follow out of the robust. He runs quarterback sneak a lot. They've added the option since we played them. So, there's a lot of ways that they're going to try to get to ball. They're going to try to get the ball to their tailback. But at the same time, the quarterback is an explosive threat in the running game, and they're finding ways to give him opportunities as well.
And Arcosta is a big physical back. Just how important is it to fundamentally and tackling and things like that with him? I know he likes to use that stiff arm quite a bit. So
yeah, I mean, it goes back to all of our fundamentals: attack the thigh pads, get your head across, and get a lot of people to the ball. The more people we have to the ball, the less likely that it is that we're going to miss a tackle.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to the game. Should be a good one, and I guess the name of the game: go hit somebody. And we'll see how it turns out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. That's kind of the philosophy we have right now, and that should take us down the road.
Sounds good. Coach Jason Coles talking defense as we break down the Winfield Vikings. We're armored up. Back with more right after this on HKFM.
The Midway Motors Drive to the Game continues after this. Still to come, we'll take you around the league.
Hi, this is Cliff Ray with Ray & Sons Roofing Company, and today I brought our 4-year-old grandson, Brogan. Brogan, did you know Ray & Sons Roofing is 80 years old this year? Do you know what that means?
No, Papa.
It means we have a lot of experience. Brogan, did you know we have been the best of the best every year? You know what that means?
What, Papa?
People trust us, and that's a very good thing. For a free inspection or estimate, go to rayandsons.com.
Roof the right way, the right way.
Newfeld's Flooring, your experts in design and installation of carpet, tile, wood, and vinyl floor covering. Proudly sponsoring Buhler High School activities, Newfeld's Flooring in downtown Buhler.
Together, we all thrive. Hi, I'm Amanda, a member of the Lions Chamber of Commerce. We exist to promote local business and foster community spirit by hosting popular events like the Back to School Barbecue, car and truck shows, veteran and Christmas parades, and fair on the square. We'd love for you to become a part of making Lions stronger and creating a vision for what Lions can become. Your membership is vital for our continued growth, so join us today by going to lions-chamber.com. Together, we all thrive.
HKFM.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back on our Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Should be a fantastic evening for football. A little bit cooler than it was a week ago here at Crusader Stadium. Our kickoff conditions brought to you by Phoenix Restoration, the company most trusted to deliver quality recovery services when disaster strikes. Phoenix Restoration, the premier disaster restoration company. And I guess always the big question this time of year is, what is the wind doing?
Well, earlier today, the wind was howling, as you know. But officially, the wind's blowing 12 miles an hour at the south. But I can tell you here on the field and looking at the flag at the north end of the stadium, there's no wind. It is almost dead calm, which is a good thing. Kind of a weird deal. Earlier, it was 57 degrees in Hutch. It's only 50 degrees in Buhler. It's a lot cooler over here, and the temperature is going to be dropping. It's 50 degrees, but it feels like 45.
Going to go west for that heat wave is what you're saying. West for the heat wave.
I guess. I don't know if 57's a heat wave, but it's warmer than it is here.
All right, it'll be a little chilly by the time the game ends tonight. Of course, a lot of other action across the state that we'll be following for you in the league tonight. Elsewhere, big one in Mulvane. The Wildcats hosting McPherson. Winner of our game plays the winner of that game next Friday. Intriguing matchup with Augusta and Wamego tonight. We'll be following that score. Also, Circle at Andover Central. You've got Holcomb on the road at Andale and Collegiate at Cheney. 8 games, including this one that we'll be following on the Ad Astra Sports Network. Others tonight: Oakley at Inman, Garden Plain at Kingman, Chaparral at Hillsboro, Maxville at Gossel, Burlingame at Little River, Holcomb at Andale, and Collegiate at Cheney. Boy, that promises to be a fantastic game down in Cheney tonight. And, of course, our streaming coverage online at adastraradio.com, and the Ad Astra Radio app is powered by Nextech Wireless, because you're mobile and need to stay connected. Online at nextechwireless.com. 8 teams left in the West, 7 of them out of the Ark Valley Chisholm Trail. And Wamego, the lone team not from the AVCTL. Of course, in the East tonight, a big one at the top of the bracket. St. James, who beat Bishop Miege earlier this year on the road at Baser Linwood. Try and keep an eye on that score as well. We'll hear from Coach, his pregame thoughts. He joins us next here on HKFM of the Crusader Sports Network.
You're listening to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Visit Midway Motors on 30th Street in Hutchinson or online at midwaymotors.com. Next, we hear the pregame thoughts of head coach Steve Warner. Your home for Crusader football, HKFM.
At Adams Brown, our clients are the center of everything we do. Hi, this is Brett Henry. If you farm or in the agriculture, healthcare, construction, real estate, or own your own business, we'd love to talk to see how we can help your operation. Adams Brown, Strategic Allies and CPAs, above and beyond.
Hi, this is Jen Stallman with the Buhler Booster Club. Check out the Crusader Closet at our next home football game. Our customized designs and inventory are updated continually. From seats to blankets, t-shirts and sweatshirts, shorts and joggers, Crusader Closet has you covered for all things Buhler. All sales support our Crusader students through the Buhler Booster Club. Like the Buhler High School Booster Club page on Facebook to keep up to date and outfit your entire family with the Buhler gear they want at the Crusader Closet.
Well, welcome back on our Midway Motors Drive to the Game. Here in the second round of the 4A state playoffs, the Winfield Vikings at Crusader Stadium tonight. Pre-game thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, wouldn't expect anything less than what we saw in week 3 against these guys, and that'll be a hard-fought game.
I agree. They're very physical, very big up front. They have good linebackers. They have good running backs. They have a lot of speed. And I'm with you. I'm expecting a hard-fought game, and I know our kids are going to be ready. They're excited. And having the home field advantage throughout the playoffs has just been a great thing, because our stadium's going to be packed and it's going to be rocking.
Yeah, they held you to 18 points first time out. Fewest points scored this season. And so we talked about it at the coaches show Monday night. You guys traditionally this year have gotten off to a really good start, and you know, getting out with your best foot forward tonight will be key.
Well, that is very key. And to go back to the score, just to let our fans know how close the game was, we had a pick 6 in that game. So really the offense only scored 12 points, which not that I'm very excited about, but it did happen. But getting started quick on offense and defense, special teams is very, very important. Having the momentum at the beginning, having a team that hasn't beat us before, coming in with obviously a little bit of doubt, knowing who we are and how well we play against them. But they're physical, and they've been playing hard, and they've had several close games. They took McPherson to the wire and went into overtime. So we know that they're going to be ready to play, and they know that it's do or die for them, and it should be a great football game.
How much can you look back at that week 3, but then how much since then and 6 weeks later have you guys both gotten better at what you want to do? So,
and both teams have added different plays. I mean, they're looking at plays that we've run that they haven't seen, and vice versa. They ran some counter options. They did some more draws because of their quarterback. They've added some things to go along with their offense, and that obviously that's what we have to try to stop, and they have to try to stop us. But also you can see where, I think you can see that our offensive line's improved. I think you can see that our passing game's improved when you need it. They don't have a lot of film on us from that, but it could definitely, be something that they're going to see Friday night. But because we haven't had to throw a lot the last 2 games, and those are the games that they have. But you never know, coaches, that if you want every game, you could find a way to get every game on somebody's schedule. So they have to prepare for everything that we do, and obviously we have to prepare, and surely there'll be something new and something different that they put in.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't have their quarterback in that first meeting, and he's back. And along with our Costa, their running back, who's a big physical guy, quarterback's been running quite a bit too.
He has been running a lot of draws, quarterback sneaks, some option, and and bootlegs. And he's very fast and a lot faster than the sophomore quarterback that they use. So again, we'll have to be ready for him.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to it on the field tonight. Best of luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That is head coach Steve Warner. We're back with more right after this.
Join head coach Steve Warner for the Crusader Coaches Show, Monday nights at Join head coach Steve Warner for the Crusader Coaches Show, Monday nights at 6:30. You've been listening to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. The first half kickoff is coming up next, and Chris Shank brings you tonight's keys to the game on HKFM.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Buhler. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com. with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Buhler and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
Each and every day, WIFCO Steel products are trusted to provide access and infrastructure for a wide range of purposes. For more info on what WIFCO can do for you, go to wifcosp.com. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
HKFM.
All right, we apologize. A little bit of a technical delay there, but let's go down on the field and get the decision from tonight's coin toss.
Well, Buhler won the toss and elected to defer. They will be kicking off and defending the south end zone. Winfield will be receiving the ball and defending the north end zone.
All right, Chris, and quickly some keys to the game.
3 main keys for tonight. Number 3, picking up the blitzes. Winfield's a team that runs this 4-2-5, which we see all the time. They love to bring linebackers from all sorts of different angles, so the Crusader O-line and backs are going to have to block well for each other. Number 2, containing Yingling. He was injured when we played him week 3, so he adds a whole nother dimension to this offense and some senior leadership. And finally, number 1, continuing the momentum. The kids, the parents, the fans, Coach Warner, everybody wants to continue things rolling. Last week's 52 points against Abilene was the most points the Crusaders had scored in a playoff game. Last time we broke the 50 mark was 56 against Abilene the year we won the state title. So hopefully the mojo keeps it rolling today.
All right, very good. The Vikings and the Crusaders. Buhler will get set to kick off here. Buhler's 4-3 defense led up front by the tackles Gavin Patton and Jackson Childs, Bo Van Bruggen, Dalen Coffey. At the ends, in the middle, Sam Elliott, Matthew Eddy, Tanner Tustin. We'll also hopefully see Colin Rowland back on the field tonight. And in the secondary, the safeties Brock McCurdy and Cody Weiscarver, Deontay Campbell and Cameron Campbell are the cornerbacks. Deontay with 5 INTs this year. Buhler has a defense just giving up 14 points a game. And here is Jeffrey Neal to kick from the 40. We're underway with Crusader football here on KWHK Hutchinson, and whistles come out right at the kick, as does a flag on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it was a touchback.
Well, they're going to move them back. They call an offsides penalty on Buhler on the kickoff, so Jeffrey will have to move the tee back to the 35 and re-kick here.
Yeah, we had several players about 3 yards ahead of Jeffrey, so you could have seen this coming from a mile away.
13 forced INTs, 13 forced fumbles for the Crusader Black Knight defense this year. Winfield comes in -2 in the takeaway category. Here's the kick for a second time, and taken near the 5, return to the 10, 15, 20, 25. And down around the 27-yard line is where the Winfield Vikings will start on offense. They'll run some robust tonight. A little bit of everything from spread to eye. Riley Yingling back after missing some time. The senior quarterback has completed 45% of his passes, 4 touchdowns and 4 INTs. Armand Acosta's the big guy, the feature back in the backfield, 159 carries, 987 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He averages 6.2 a carry. From their own 27, 11:54 to go as we open the game. First drive for the Winfield Vikings, and they'll start with Yingling. And a pitch play to the near side, and that is swallowed up by the Black Knight defense back behind the 25. Down, Acosta goes to the 24.
Great job. Sam Elliott made the initial hit, and then helping to finish him off was Cameron Campbell. Good to see the Crusaders defend the option so well on the first down.
Lance Austin, Kyan Tolles among the receivers we'll see for the Vikings. Coming in, averaging 18 points a game on offense, 280 yards of total offense. The last 2 weeks, they've been 80-20 run versus the pass. And up in the eye here with 3 receivers, no tight end on second down and long. Play action, and a throw to the near side is incomplete. The pass is high on this near side of the field, intended for Parker Smith. It'll be third down.
Yeah, they tried to sneak Parker Smith out of the backfield, kind of a little misdirection play away from the side that they had twins. Luckily, the ball was a little overthrown, and the Crusader secondary right there to make the play. Cameron Campbell to help rattle his cage as the ball arrived.
So Yingling incomplete on his first pass. It'll bring up a 3rd and 15 from the 24. Buter holding opponents to 29% defensively this year on third down. Yingling out of the gun with Acosta to his right, wants to throw, pressure up the middle. And he'll go down the sideline one-on-one and overthrown at the Buter 40.
Yeah, pass was intended to Niall Franklin. They had a single coverage situation over here. They had trips to the far side. Franklin was just on a go route on the near side, but great job again by Cameron Campbell. He was step for step right there in his hip pocket.
And Yingling overthrows. He's 0 for 2, and it's 4th down, and Vikings will have to punt away.
Yeah, 3 and out for the Bueller defense. Great start.
Boy, so key to get off the field. Yingling, the quarterback, is also the punter. As Matt Eddy's going to be at the 50 to receive this kick. Short and wobbly. It bounces at the Viking 45. It'll take a Winfield roll to the other side of the 50. It rolls about 9 yards. It'll be down by a Viking. Buter's going to have terrific field position here at their own 46-yard line. This Buter I formation offense averaging 41 points a game this season. And Bradley Neal, the senior quarterback, 57% of his passes complete for just over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. And the great Sam Elliott at 8.2 a carry on the season. Now at 4.666, and we'll be watching him as he has a chance to pass Riley Allen tonight.
That punt was close to being blocked.
Here is Buter under center out of the eye. It'll be Elliott on first down. This physical Viking defense that held Buter to just 17 points in week 3, and a very hard run there up the middle on first down.
Yeah, the Crusaders actually went to the fullback that time up the gut. They weren't expecting it, and nice hard run. They took forever to blow that play dead, and so a couple of hard yards inside by Tanner Tushton.
Yeah, Tushton really just turned those feet. It's kind of something what Sam does. Didn't even take him down until the whistle was blown.
Tanner Tushton took over at fullback a couple of weeks ago. His 16th carry of the year for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 48. Buter left to right. They'll go with 2 wingbacks stacked to the left side. Bradley out of the gun. And the pitch to Sam, far side, across the 50, in traffic, and forward progress up to the 47-yard line. That'll set up 3rd down and short.
Well, it's going to be big for Bueller to try to convert on these 3rd downs. You know, we talked about it. Week 3 against Winfield, had trouble sustaining drives. Winfield was able to hold Bueller to our lowest scoring output of the season. Let's see if the Crusaders can turn the tide here on this first drive.
Yeah, 3rd and 3.
Buter 51% on the year on 3rd downs, a 3rd and 3 from the 47. They'll go out of the gun with 2 receivers right. Tushton and a wing to the right. Brad wants to throw, has a man wide open. It's Brock McCurdy at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 to the house, pushed into the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders!
What a downfield block thrown out in the flat actually by Tanner Tushon. He sealed off the Winfield defender, and then all McCurdy had to do is just scorch his way up the field, and the Crusaders not only convert on third down, but score the first score of the night.
It is Brock's longest reception of the year, 47 yards. He goes for his second TD, his 12th catch now, over 150, nearing 200 yards receiving on the season, the senior. And that'll set up Jeff Neal for the PAT at the 10-yard line. Hold is down, the kick is up and good, and the Crusaders with a huge connection from Brad Neal to Brock McCurdy. 7-0, 9:25 to go in the first on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Disaster strikes your home or business. Call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration. Hi, this is Robin Swanson. My husband Ryan and I and our team at Phoenix Restoration are proud to be Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. When the unthinkable hits your home or business, we are here to help. We'll put our 10-plus years of experience to work to help you recover. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. Phoenix Restoration will help you rise again after your disaster.
Did you know that it's estimated that the salt deposits under Kansas could supply the entire world's salt needs for the next 250,000 years? Cargill Salt of Hutch is proud to support the schools of Reno County. Collaborate, create, succeed. Cargill Salt of Hutchinson.
HKFM.
Well, back here at Crusader Stadium, we're live tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. 7-0 Crusaders as Jeffrey will kick it off high, end over end kick. Drives the Vikings back behind their own 5-yard line. Good return across the 20 up to near the 25. Well, 3 plays, 54 yards, fella. And that Viking 4-2-5 defense really let down on that touchdown play. Brad didn't have just one guy open. He had 2 or 3.
Well, it really struck me, the play call. In a third and short situation, typically that is going to be a run-heavy spot. But when you have somebody like Sam Elliott in the backfield, you can throw it on third down and take the risk because you know Sam can pick up those 3 yards.
And Brock is easily the fastest player on this team, so it's going to be hard to catch him.
Vikes from their own 24, their second touch of the ball on offense. Out of the gun is a Yingling. It'll be Acosta, the big bruiser, who sneaks through a sliver of a hole on his offensive line and falls forward to the 29-yard line. Well, talk about his power, that stiff arm that he uses, but one of the things that I always notice about him, appreciate, is that he's always moving forward, even when he's being tackled.
Yeah, he has great body lean. You know, when they talk about a back having body lean, it's getting your shoulders square to the hole and leaning forward so that way when you get tackled, you're still going to go forward. That's exactly what happened right there.
4 yards, it'll be 2nd down and 6, just shy of the 30 at the 29. Vikings going right to left toward the south end zone. It'll be Yingling under center, the robust for the first time of those 3 backs in the backfield. And a carry forward to the 30-yard line. First touch of the night for the Vikings. Justice Tate, his 43rd carry of the year, came in with 160 yards. And we're looking at 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Van Bruggen making the stop from the defensive end spot on that side. So now Winfield trying to desperately convert here on 3rd down to not punt it away and go 3 and out on back-to-back opening possessions.
Bo Van Bruggen, by the way, 12th in career tackles now with 229. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Vikings couldn't convert on their first 3rd down. They'll throw to Acosta out of the backfield. Has it at the 30, falls forward, needs the 25. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be very close to the. It's going to be.
They're going to give him first down.
Needed almost the 35, and they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, just a little swing pass out in the far flat, and the way those work, if your receivers block well on the edges, they can do something. That's exactly what they did. Nice block in the slot for Winfield.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34. Vikings back in the robust with Yingling under center. Inside handoff. And powering his way forward to close to the 40-yard line is Acosta. So physical, they'll mark him down at the 39. That'll be a gain of 5 on 1st down.
Well, Monty Lewis was famous in the KCAC of being a ground and pound offensive coordinator when he was a head coach, and that's exactly what he's doing tonight. Only attempting a couple passes so far. They've really just tried to ground and pound it right into the teeth of the Crusader D.
Yeah, no panic by the Winfield offense.
Not a super huge line. 205, 205, 200 on the right side. A little bigger, 255, 260 on the left. Here's a 2nd and 5 run back up the middle. And that's going to be close to another first down at the 44-yard line.
Just went with the quarterback sneak on the quick snap count. Try to catch the Crusader defense off guard, and we're able to pick up. And now they have a super manageable 3rd and short here.
So Acosta is bigger than the strong side of Winfield line.
Big fella.
Uh-huh.
3rd down and 1 here. 6:33 to play in the first. Bueller leading 7-0. And on up in the I formation with a single tight end on 3rd down. Yingling's going to keep and surging forward for maybe half a yard.
It's all about the spot. Let's see. The official spot here on the near side favors Winfield. They're going to have just enough for the first down.
Those are the football touching the 45. Crusader football tonight brought to you in part by Hutchinson Community College, by Mid-Kansas Credit Union, by Dix Phillips 66, by Newfelt's Flooring, and by Daylight Donuts. This part of our HCC Road to a Championship. Back to the robust on 1st down and 10. Yingling under center takes the snap, hands off to Arcosta, and Arcosta falling forward across the 45. He'll get up to the 47. A shorter gain, is that going to be a key tonight, limiting what they can get on 1st down?
Yeah, trying to get in behind and down in distance, because so far tonight, Winfield had their very first play on the option where they lost yardage, but other than that, they've been gaining positive yardage, and Coach Lewis is being very patient here on his play calling.
Picked up 2, almost 3. It'll be 2nd down. They'll stay with Arcosta. Starts left, cuts back inside across the 50 to the Bueller side of the field to the 49. That's where he'll be brought down. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings, who first time these two met, rushed for just 141 yards.
Well, I think that's a first. I think that's the first time an opposing team has crossed the 50 in the first half against Bueller.
All right, it'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 49-yard line. They go with 3 backs in the old Minnesota I, and a pitch far side, and Arcosta is going to have the first down across the 45 up to the 42. Seen a little bit of everything formation-wise out of offense for Monty Lewis here early.
I was impressed, Aaron, you knew the Minnesota I, because that's something that goes way back in college football history.
And get another first down. They convert again to move the chains into Bueller territory up to the 42. Vikings road whites tonight, blue helmets, blue numerals, all black unis, maroon numerals. Black helmets for the Crusaders. Inside handoff stuffed this time. They might give him a yard to the 41.
Good to see the Crusaders stuff that fullback dive, because as a running team, it all begins in the middle. If they can run the ball in the middle, then they start attacking the edges. But as a defense, the way you shut somebody down, you prevent them from running up the gut, force them to the outside, and start making them predictable.
Vikings out of the huddle with 12 of the play clock, down to 4:11 here in the first quarter. And they're in the I formation again. Here's Yingling under center, single receivers either side. On 2nd and 9, and it's an option play, far side pitch. Arcosta breaking out of tackles, stumbling his way forward, and I think he's got another first down out of bounds at the 32-ish yard line.
Well, Arcosta is a dangerous pitch man, because he's got a lot of beef, and you get him a full head of steam hitting the corner, and so them running the option, if I was a Bueller corner, one of the Campbell twins, I wouldn't be real happy seeing Armand Acosta coming bearing down.
They're going to mark him a yard short.
Remember, that's where El Dorado had so much success running the football, even though they ultimately lost the game, was on those edges. 3rd down and less than a yard. Back to the robust. Watch for the sneak here. Yingling is actually going to hand it off. And right to the first down stick. I think they've got enough. The fullback, Parker Smith, gets the carry. Enough to the 31 that it should be a first down.
Yeah, he needed a cross about the 32-yard line, got all the way down to the 31, but a positive sign. The Crusaders doing a nice job of gang tackling, as there's about 3 or 4 Black Knights there to meet him right at the line, but just a nice hard run inside by Parker Smith.
Well, so far 12 plays on this drive where Bueller's really gotten beaten defensively has been on 2nd down. 1st and 10 here, clock running inside 3.5 to go. In the opening period, Bueller leading 7-0 out of the robust with Yingling under center. far side run and nothing there. Good job by the Black Knight defense. Justice Tate caught from behind for a gain of less than a yard.
Well, good to see the Buhler D-line getting some penetration. That time it was the defensive end on the far side, I believe Coffey, that came flying through the line and hit him right after he took the handoff. And that's why they only picked up a yard there on first down.
Well, their first down runs have always been only about 1 to 2 yards, but like you said, Aaron, it's about the second down, and then they typically seal it with that third down run. And just the explosiveness of Acosta is dangerous.
Second down and 9, 14th play of the drive coming up out of the robust. And it is going to be Tate who gets the carry to the far side across the 30 up to the 28-yard line. That'll set up a third down and about 7 coming up. But, boy, don't be surprised if they're short if they don't go for it on fourth down here.
I mean, Monty Lewis, like I said, known for being a ground and pound coach. They're in 4-down territory. But this is the first, real trouble that they've had on third down distance-wise, going clear back to the first
Winfield
possession.
wants timeout.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. 2:23 to go in the opening quarter. Vikings facing a 3rd and 7 coming up after this. You're listening to Crusader Football on HKFM at the Crusader Sports Network.
Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Buhler. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Buhler and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
HKFM.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back here. 2:23 to go. The clock stopped for that timeout. 7-0 Crusaders scored 3 plays in their opening drive. And a big strike of 47 yards from Brad Neal to Brock McCurdy. This will be the 15th play of the drive coming up for the Winfield Vikings. 3 receivers to the left side. Yingling out of the gun, has time, unloads in double coverage. Ball popped up in the air, bobbled, and it is dropped incomplete on the far side of the south end zone.
Almost picked off.
Yeah, great job on the far side for Buhler. Deontay Campbell was over there, as well as, can't see which defensive, I think it was one of the linebackers, came down in coverage as well. So there's 2 defenders bracketing Acosta, and they're able to bounce around. So now a huge 4th down, like you said, Aaron, 4-down territory for the Vikes.
All right, so Coach Lewis will go for it on 4th down. This year, teams against the Crusaders 53% on 4th down. It is going to be Acosta who throws the tailback into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
They went with the robust set. They ran Acosta to the right, and it was the tailback pass. They did a great job of just attacking down the line of scrimmage, and they sent their tight end scorching down the field. That was Cody Bren, who was wide open, nearly dropped it, but Winfield is within a PAT of tying this thing up.
Yeah, we didn't have a defender even close.
So Acosta with the halfback pass to Cody Bren for the touchdown. .209 to play here. They'll go for the extra point. It is up off the big leg of Austin Bryant. He goes 5'11", 260, and he boots it through. 2:09 left here in the first quarter. 7-7 from Buhler on HKFM of the Crusader Sports Network.
If you need a piece of metal or an angle for a small project or a complete fabrication project done, call us at Johnson Sheet Metal or stop by 512 South Main in Hutchinson. We know metal. This is Sarah Johnson, and my family has been in business for 99 years. With a huge stock of different sheets, shapes of steel, stainless, galvanized, and aluminum, Johnson Sheet Metal has what you need. We cut to size, bend, roll, punch, or weld to your specifications, and can make your ag replacement panels too. Johnson Sheet Metal.
Hutchinson Community College is enrolling now for spring. Take classes in Hutchinson, McPherson, Newton, or online. They're affordable, convenient, and flexible. Call 888-GO-HUTCH or email admissions@hutchcc.edu today.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Well, the Vikings answer back after Bueller scored first. 16 plays, 76 yards. And the toss from Acosta to Brand, the extra point, good to make it 7-7 with 2:09 to play here in the first. And we thought the Vikings would be tough tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're a well-coached team. They have a former college head coach as their head coach, and quite a bit of size and quite a bit of seniors that are important members of this team on both sides of the ball.
And that was just a great call. They thought for sure he's going to run it. All of a sudden he throws the ball downfield. Like I said, our defense had come up to stop the run. Nobody back there defending the pass. Easy touchdown.
It'll be Bryant to kick off. McCurdy and Eddie back behind the 15 to return. Low line drive kick off a bounce. Brock McCurdy will take it at the 11. Near side 20. Steps out of a tackle at the 25. Ropes the sideline to near the 30-yard line.
They're going to mark him just shy of the 30-yard line, so not bad field position here for the Crusaders to begin their first drive to try to answer that Winfield touchdown.
That's a nice recovery there, sir. 2:02 to play in the first.
Play-by-play is like painting. You never want to put yourself in the corner.
Something I will mention, you know, the wind was dead calm there for a while. All of a sudden the wind's kind of come up a little bit.
Right hash mark of the 29. Bueller's offense back in the field, tied in a 7-7 game. Bradley out of the gun with Elliott to his right. Two receivers to the far side as they put Dylan Coffey in motion. Here is Sam running straight up the middle of the field. Spins out of a tackle, sidesteps another at the 35, 40, 45, 50. Into Viking territory, dancing his way down the sideline. Sam Elliott puts on the moves. Touchdown, Crusaders!
With Sam Elliott, a play isn't dead until he is down on the ground. And what great effort. He nearly got tackled after about an 8-yard pickup. But he, as he's done so many times this year, spun out of the tackle, kept his balance, and takes it to the house for the Crusaders.
A nice 70-yard run.
Sam Stinkin' Elliott, that's all I got to say.
Quite a run there for the senior to answer back after Winfield tied this thing.
Did his own breakdance impersonation there, sidestepping tacklers. Kick is up and good. 14-7, 146 to go here in the first. Bueller answers quickly up a score again. Back after this on HKFM and the Crusaders Sports Network.
There is always something great happening at Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hutch. From factory order inventory specials, parts and service weekly specials, and don't forget Ladies Day every Tuesday. Ladies get an oil and filter change, tire rotation, multi-point inspection, and top it off with your car wash to get you on your way. All for $29 plus tax. Allen Samuels has you covered. Come visit us on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine, or visit us online at allensamuelshutch.com. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
At Adams Brown, we go above and beyond to help our clients. Hi, this is Brett Henry. We love to show how our team can help your business. Stop by our Hutch location at 30th and Plum or check out adamsbrown.cpa.com. Adams Brown, strategic allies and CPAs, above and beyond.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Bueller back up a touchdown, 14-7, 146 to play here in the first quarter. And Jeffrey Neal's going to kick this one out of the back of the north end zone. Winfield will start from their own 20. So the Crusaders adjust to here on defense. Obviously, they had the Vikings on a 4th and long, and the old trick play worked for a touchdown. But Bueller's got to find a way, I think particularly on the edges, to limit what the Vikings are trying to do.
Well, the funny thing is, well, Winfield used about 20 plays in their drive. Bueller uses 1.
Yeah, Bueller's only had 4 plays on offense total, and they've scored 2 touchdowns. 146 to play in the first. Vikings from their own 20. 16 plays, 76 yards in their last drive. And they're back in that Minnesota I. Yingling's going to hand it off far side from the 20 forward, progress to the 24-yard line.
A couple Bueller Dental Care scoreboard updates. Up in Wamego, suburbs of Manhattan, Wamego versus Augusta is tied 0-0 at the end of the first.
We've got a Crusader down on the far side near the 30. Not
I
sure
don't think
who
the
that
people
is.
in Wamego would like to be called a suburb.
Probably not.
It's only about 15 miles from Manhattan, so it's a little ways off.
And then with the big score, what was the other big one there, Tyler?
And then another scoreboard update. Chanute is beating Bishop Miege right now in the first quarter 7-6.
Holy cow.
Big defensive tackle, Bodie Redenbaugh, the freshman, has come onto the field. A Crusader down on the far side.
It's
and
far side of the field, so we couldn't get a number.
Good to see.
I believe, is that Bo?
Yeah, it's Bo, number 40.
Well, Bo Van Bruggen, I don't know that he probably has a muscle or a bone in his body that at some point hasn't hurt. He is just one of those tough kids who plays through everything. And you know that he's one of those kids that he'll be out for a play, but he will be begging coach to put him back in.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up there as he walks to the sidelines.
He's got the helmet off. He's going to come to the assistance of the trainers here. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 24. Vikings up the middle across the 25 to the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, and that sets up 3rd down. And boy, what a huge opportunity this would be if they can stop him here on 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, because it then would give the Crusaders the chance to get the ball back and try to start establishing some separation from Winfield. And they're probably not in 4-down territory here unless they really make it short.
This might be the final play of the first quarter. Down to 12 on the play clock, 45 seconds on the game clock. On 3rd and 5 out of that robust, Yingling under center. He's going to take the play clock all the way down to 3 seconds. Hands off near side. Vikings are going to be well short and driven back even to close to the 25. It's going to set up a 4th down.
So now big time decision time for Coach Monty Lewis, because if he decides to go for it right here, fellas, it's saying they really feel like they've got to keep up with Bueller and not give empty possessions here.
Oh, I think they'll punt it, but you won't know because the quarterback is the punter.
So Bueller's going to elect to not have anybody back to return here on 4th down and about 5, and we're going to run the first quarter clock down to 0. So we make it to the end of 1. Vikings with a decision coming up on 4th down, trailing a touchdown. After 12 minutes, it's Bueller 14, Winfield 7, here on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Hi, this is Jade with IdeaTech. We love bringing internet freedom to the residents and businesses of Bueller, Kansas. IdeaTech is a proud supporter and the preferred internet provider of the Bueller Crusaders. As the Crusaders know, speed wins. We back up our lightning-fast internet with a customer-first philosophy. That means you'll talk to a live person from our offices in Bueller when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to ideatech.com and click on Check Availability, or call 620-543-5000 to inquire about our services.
As your American Family Insurance agent in Hutchinson, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Sheila Metzger, agent at the Sheila Metzger Agency. Call me at 665-0400 and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
American Family Insurance.
HKFM.
Big 4th down coming up. Bueller trying to get off the field here defensively and get the ball back up a touchdown. And looks like the Vikings will punt away here. Bueller again with nobody back to return. The ball bobbled by Yingling, and it bounces off a player straight up into the air, taken by Deontay Campbell at the 20, 15, 10, and he'll be brought down there. And Yingling, who had a player run into the ball as he was bobbling it and trying to get it away, it goes straight up in the air, brought down by Deontay Campbell, and Bueller will have a short field here in their 3rd possession of the night.
Well, you talked about it last time, Cliff. We almost had the block the last time, and that one tipped by one of the interior linemen.
Yeah, they got real close to blocking the last one. This one they got.
All right, Crusaders, they'll mark Deontay down at the 14. Bueller from the Winfield 14 here in the south end of Crusader Stadium, going right to left. Well, that's the one thing I wondered about, too, with this Viking team and being so run-oriented. They can't afford to get too far down. Peter trying to go up 2 scores here. And Crusaders are going to have to burn a timeout. Clock goes to 0. Did they get the timeout in time?
A flag's been thrown.
Timeout.
Yeah, they got the time.
They will award the Crusaders a timeout. We'll remind you again, we're live tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Allen Samuels, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Hutch. Come by, let's be friends. And they have some new inventory on their lot as they've been slowly getting in some new stuff. Some of those new Ram trucks look pretty fantastic. Our coverage also tonight brought to you by Johnson Sheet Metal, by the Prairie Bank of Kansas, by Wade Pat Insurance, by IdeaTech, and by Wifco Steel Products. Coming up at halftime tonight, we'll be joined by cross-country coach Curtis Morgan, whose boys just four-peated last weekend at the state meet. Also, Tanner Lindahl, part of that group. Out of the timeout, Coach Warner coming off the field, as is Dalen Coffey. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Brad's going to be out of the shotgun. Trips to the right side. Bo Van Bruggen is out there. He's in motion, so the tight end is back and okay. Snap a little high, taken. Sam Elliott starts right, redirects to the left, to the 10, still on his feet, dancing, down to the 9-yard line. And picks up a gain of 5. I wonder if he took dancing lessons from the same guy that Elvis did.
He was juking and jiving there, but the play was initially supposed to go to the right, but then they kind of got spooked, and so he cut back to his left, had a nice seam going, but eventually was run down by one of the backside linebackers, Cole Wagman.
He was doing a lot of starting and stopping.
So good at redirecting. By the way, does anybody remember who taught Elvis how to dance?
I have no idea.
2nd and 5 from the 9.
His mom?
Am I the only one that's seen Forrest Gump? Here is Brad out of the gun. Crossing pattern over the middle in the end zone. Brock McCurdy holds on for the touchdown.
Just went with a quick slant. Brock McCurdy was lined up as the outside guy. Had a slant going right towards the upright, and he was able to hold on. The ball was a little low. He scooped it up and barrel rolled his way for a touchdown.
He threaded the needle with that pass.
Well, what a catch with Brock McCurdy. Last year he struggled with catching the ball, but this year he's definitely proved himself that he can catch the ball, and with that great ball underthrown.
2 touchdown catches tonight for Mr. McCurdy. Jeffrey Neal stays perfect, puts it through, and Buter is up 2 scores. 11 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the second. 21-7 Buter here on this playoff Friday on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
We're warming things up at Next Tech Wireless with a great gift. Black Friday and beyond, you'll get a new device on us up to $9.99. That includes the new iPhone 13 Pro and Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Bring your number to us and get a $100 Visa gift card today. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is ready to get you set up, and we'll even put a bow on it. Come visit, call, or text us at 877-621-2600. We are Kansas.
At H&R Block, we're here all year, at tax time or anytime, to help get answers for your tax questions. Stop by H&R Block in Hutch at 2nd and Washington, on the Square in Lyons, or in downtown Ellsworth today. Get your taxes won at H&R Block.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
21-7 as we have 11:22 to go here in the second. Tonight's coverage, part of the HCC Road to a Championship. Low line drive kick picked up at the 24-yard line, far side, but the Vikings returned across the 30 up to near the 35-yard line. Well, the farther Buter gets away from the Vikings here, the harder it's going to be for them to come back.
Yeah, they are not built to be a quick strike team, and so if Bueller can hold him here defensively and get to that illustrious 3-score lead, it's going to get progressively harder for Winfield to be able to be patient, have these long, drawn-out drives where they just ground and pound.
Well, the first time they played, the final score is 18-7. Bueller's already surpassed that, 21-7, and we have 11-17 left to go in the first half.
Vikings with just 1-8 a year ago. Lost 7 in a row to finish the season. They had a big losing stretch here in the middle of this year. Out of the gun, Yingling tosses to Arcosta, cuts back up the middle, and gets to the 38-yard line. So it'll be a gain of just 1 for Arcosta. Thought for a minute we were going to have another halfback pass there.
Yeah, anytime they toss it to him, you kind of start looking downfield for a receiver, but a great job by Gavin Patton as he came through the line on the far side and then ran him down from behind.
Monty Lewis has done a great job of turning this program around. 4-time KCAC Coach of the Year, 22 years at both Southwestern and Friends. 2nd and 9 at the 38 with the senior Yingling out of the gun. Fakes to Arcosta, play action, and that play is blown up because of Bo Van Bruggen. All he does is sack quarterbacks. His 21st of the year. He leads that category all-time in Crusader history.
What a play made by Bo Van Bruggen. Both Van Bruggen and Patton were right there, and Bo just finishes them off. And you don't have that many sacks in your career without being one tough son of a gun.
Tanner Teston was in there also.
Great job of the Black Knight defense up front, snuffing out that play action. Yingling had nowhere to go. It'll be 3rd down and 14. Vikings in trouble now with 10 minutes to play in the half. Pewter up 21-7. Trips right. They go with 4 receivers on 3rd down and long. Yingling now being flushed out of the pocket by Van Bruggen again. He's going to let it fly. Receiver comes back to the ball. It is going to be caught for a 1st down. That is a great job for the Vikings. Kyan Tolles of coming back to the ball. His 12th catch of the year, and it'll move the sticks for the Vikings up to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Bueller defended it great, but Tolles is a big target, 6'3", 195. The senior just did what you're supposed to do as a receiver. Your route, the instant the ball goes airborne, is to the ball, and he did a great job of just coming back to the ball and going up and snatching it.
Yeah, that's something that the Crusaders really shut down the last time that they played them, and really great catch by Tolles.
Gain of 15. It'll be 1st and 10 back to the ground game into Bueller territory as they'll get across the 50 up to the 48-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, and it's a little Andale-esque when you see him lining up in that robust or straight T formation, just have the quarterback sneak. They do it on the quick count to just try to catch you off guard, and really helps make it a much more manageable situation for them as they got 2nd and 6 here.
21-7 our score, 8:56 to go here before halftime. 2nd down and 6 out of the robust with Yingling under center. Hands it off. Arcosta running left, sidestepping his way forward across the 35. So tough to bring him down. He's so big, but then when he gets going, really runs with both power and speed down here at the 44-yard line.
Well, a testament to how strong he is. Bueller will be in great position. I mean, we're wrapping him up around the waist, and he just is dragging defenders with him. He's one tough back.
It really sounds like someone we know.
Bueller coming into this game 33-22 all-time of the postseason, looking to win number 34 tonight. Looking to get back to their first state title game since 2016. Out of the robust on 3rd down and 2. Yingling hands it off, nothing there. That front wall of Black Knights, unpenetrable. Back to the 45, a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down.
And big Bo Van Bruggen leading the charge, giving a no good signal after he hit him. And so now a big 4th down on the way for Winfield. They're going to take a timeout as this is a big down, trying to keep it within 2 scores.
Vikings burn their 2nd time out of the half, 7:46 to go, 21-7. Back after this on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
The name Johnson Sheet Metal doesn't sound like a heating and air conditioning company, but our family at Johnson Sheet Metal became a Lennox dealer 99 years ago and are still servicing and installing heating and air conditioning systems in Hutchinson and Reno County. Through 4 generations, our specialty has been the Lennox brand, but we can service other brands just as well. We do metals too, but if you have a heating or air conditioning need, call Johnson Sheet Metal today at 620-662-0224.
As your American Family Insurance agent in Hutchinson, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Sheila Metzger, agent at the Sheila Metzger Agency. Call me at 665-0400 and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
American Family Insurance.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
4th down and 2. Vikings lined up in the Minnesota I to go for it. Trying to keep this drive alive in Bueller territory, and Yingling fakes the handoff, keeps it. And 3, 4, 5, 6 Black Knights come busting through the line and drop Yingling all the way back to the Crusader 46-yard line.
Dalen Coffey, the D-end on the far side, making the first hit. And a big stop for the Crusader defense as Winfield tried to go with the option look, tried to keep it in Yingling's hands, and he was swallowed up by Coffey for the big quarterback sack and a turnover on downs.
This Crusader defense has been so good.
Boy, they really timed that. They were right there as Yingling was faking the handoff. 7:40 to play here in the second. Buter from their own 49, 1st and 10. Here is Sam on the ground, dancing his way forward across the Viking 45 and up to the 43-yard line. Buter has scored on all 3 drives tonight. They've not ran more than 4 plays, though, on a series. And they'll actually, mark Sam down at the 43.
I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like this drive really has the chance to be the backbreaker as far as putting them down 3 scores in Winfield. If Bueller can score here, it'll be interesting to see if they have much mustard left.
Boy, if Sam can get 6 yards on every carry. 2nd down and 3 with Brad out of the gun. Takes a high snap, hands it off. Elliott's got the first down, bursting across the 40. Far side and up to the 36-yard line. Another first down. We mentioned that line, the quick side. Jackson Childs and Brian Regier. Miller, Wes Miller, Brody Redenbaugh on the big side, and the center is Blake Ellis.
The line doing a great job winning at the line of scrimmage. Sam is not getting hands put on him until he gets to the second level.
You know, this is a game, time of possession doesn't mean anything because Bueller's scoring so quickly.
6:35 now to go in the second quarter. 2 receivers near side of the field out of the gun. It's Elliott. He'll run to the left. Makes a spin move across the 35 and forward to the 33-yard line. Well, he just... He's to that point where he shouldn't amaze you anymore, but he still does. I mean, you've seen everything, but you haven't.
Yeah, right there, Winfield, they're starting to really dial up the blitzes, really starting to take some major chances. There's an old saying, you blitz, we score. And they had a blitz right in Sam's face, and he just cut right out of the guy's vision.
Yeah, the problem with that is if you blitz and you don't have anybody in the middle of the field to tackle Sam, you're in trouble. 2nd down and 7. They go with a wing to the near side, fumbled, and Brad's going to have to fall on the football. The exchange between him and Elliott, not good that time. Ball fumbled, and Brad wisely falls on it. They'll lose yardage back to the 38. It's going to be loss of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
We've talked about how it's starting to get colder down the field. When you have November football, the ball is cold. It's harder to hold on to it. And that temperature definitely feels like it's dropping out there.
And the breeze, like I said, has picked up.
3rd down at 12, clock running. Go inside, 5 minutes to go. 2 receivers far side, Wing and Tustin to the right. Brad takes the snap. Good protection time, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, caught by Matthew Eddy at the 20, 15, 10, and drug out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10. Crusaders back in the red zone.
And what great poise Bradley Neal showed there in the pocket. He had defenders closing in on him. A lot of times a quarterback, if they're not as experienced, they'll roll hard one way or another to try to evade pressure. That time he stepped up in the pocket, was patient, and there goes Eddie across the middle on a drag route, and a great pitch and catch there for the first down.
Waiting to say it, anytime is Eddie time. Being able to get open and have enough time for Bradley to be able to get it to him.
17th catch of the year for Matt Eddy. 1st and 10 from the 12, the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Here's Sam Elliott dancing up the middle. He literally drags a linebacker to the goal line. Touchdown. Holy cow. He took, I don't know who that was. Was that 2-4 who he drug with him for 5 yards? Wow.
And Maverick Thomas got drug across the line. That's one of those plays a lot of backs would have been down around the 4-yard line, but Sam Elliott just with incredible grit and determination houses it all the way for 6.
He's like a pit bull on a dish rack, man.
That's a new one.
Goodness. Here is Jeff Neal from the 10. Kicks it through, and the Crusaders 7 plays, make it 6 plays. They go 51 yards and a touchdown. Nice run by Sam Elliott. 4:53 left in the half. 28-7 on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Bueller. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member-owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Bueller and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
Hutchinson Community College is enrolling now for spring. Take classes in Hutchinson, McPherson, Newton, or online. They're affordable, convenient, and flexible. Call 888-GO-HUTCH or email admissions@hutchcc.edu today.
HKFM.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back here. First half. Crusader football now up 28-7, 4:53 to go before halftime. Sam Elliott with his second touchdown run of the night, 12 yards. 4:53 to go here before halftime, and Bueller now leading 28-7. 6 plays, 51 yards. This time Jeffrey will squib it along the ground of the near side, picked up at the 20, returned to the 25, and swallowed up there will be the Winfield Vikings' Christian Tovar. Does this feel like a spot? I know still got a half of football to play, fellas, but does this feel like a spot where the Vikings need to finish this half on a positive note?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say this is kind of a do-or-die possession for Winfield, I feel like.
Well, I think this is a measuring stick of how much this Bueller team has improved since the first time they played Winfield.
Absolutely. 4:46 to go here before halftime. Vikings from their own 25, just the one score. Low snap taken by Yingling. He's going to be wrapped up. Boy, I tell you what, there's blood in the water, fellas. And the Black Knights can smell it as they sack Yingling back at the 20.
Dalen Coffey again with another quarterback sack. And that's going to set up a 2nd and long with the clock continuing to burn here in the second.
A Bueller Dental Care scoreboard update real quick, guys. The city of Wamego is leading Augusta right now 14-0 in the second.
Coach Cole's traditionally not a heavy blitzer. He'll kind of pick and choose his spots. But, man, they're getting penetration in the backfield on the Vikings. 2nd down and 15 out of the I formation. From their own 20, double tight end set. Play action. Yingling gets ripped from behind. The ball is loose and is picked up. It is a defensive touchdown.
Deontay Campbell came streaming in from the edge. You talked about how Coach Coles is very deliberate on when he blitzes. He brought Campbell off the edge. He came in, whacked him, and Dalen Coffey. Big night for Big Dalen.
You know, and that's one of those plays. I was kind of frozen there for a minute. Deontay came in, and as Yingling was coming up, kind of a high tackle there, a high sack. Please don't throw a penalty flag. They did not.
They would have in the NFL right away.
Yeah. That took his head off.
And Dalen Coffey with a scoop and score. Jeffrey Neal with the touchdown. How about this? Defensive tackle for a TD the first time against Winfield. Defensive end Dalen Coffey runs it back this time. 35-7, 3:54 to go in the half on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
During the last few years, we've seen a lot of change. One change that we're very proud of is that data shows alcohol use in Reno County 12th graders is down 11% since 2017. That's awesome. Change happens when people work towards common goals. Everyone can encourage our kids to make good choices. Thanks for being part of the solution. This is Carla from Rise Up Reno Prevention Network. Tell kids when you're proud of them. Rise up, Reno.
Just like Hutch has been synonymous with salt dating back to its discovery here in 1887, Cargill is synonymous with salt. Cargill Salt of Hutch, proud to support the schools of Reno County. Collaborate, create, succeed. Cargill Salt of Hutchinson.
HKFM.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back. 35-7. Boy, something, Cliff, that you alluded to, just talking about this is not the same Crusader team that played these Winfield Vikings in Week 3. They clicking on all cylinders at this point.
They just improved so much in all aspects of the game.
Here's Jeffrey Neal with a line drive kick. It'll be picked up inside the 15 at the 12-yard line. Vikings across the 20, 25, 30. Still on his feet at the 35. Ball comes out at the end there. And Lance Austin just about got broke in half.
Jeffrey Neal, the kicker, a man on a mission.
Big boot, Jeff. More like big hit, Jeff. Jeez.
Wow. Because I tell you what, Austin was kind of cutting his way through, maybe looking like he was maybe going to break one there as the Crusaders were having trouble bringing him down. And you don't typically, as a return man, worry about the kicker coming to decapitate you. But, Jeffrey Neal about did it there.
Well, Jeff is 6'2" and 195.
And he hit him with a full head of steam.
All right, Winfield from their own 37-yard line after the turnover. 7th defensive touchdown of the year for Bueller. And flags out at the snap here.
Legal procedure, false start on Winfield, and they're going 4 wide now, where they're trying to desperately gin up some offense here. And you talked about it, Tyler, before we went on the air tonight. If we started seeing Winfield having to sling it tonight, that was going to be a good sign for Bueller.
Yeah, it's definitely a great sign for Bueller, especially except that one catch from Tolles. They've really shut him down any chance they're trying to throw the ball. And with the secondary being as good as they are this year, unlike other years typically being our weakness, I mean, we're in great hands.
Back to the 32 with the penalty first of the night on the Vikings. It'll be first down and 15. Yingling to throw far side, has a man at the 35. That is Lance Austin, who is not broken to from the Jeff Neal hit. He is back on the field, and he makes a catch forward progress to the 36 and a gain of 4.
Cameron Campbell, the corner, making the tackle in space over there, also helping out Javon Ostrom, who got the start as one of the high safeties tonight for Bueller.
Bueller now plus 19 on the year on the takeaway category. Yingling with his 3rd fumble loss. Dalen Coffey getting in on the defensive scoring. 7th defensive touchdown of the season. 2nd down and 12. Clock running, 3 minutes to go here in the half. Bueller up 35-7. Vikes have it out of the eye. Play action, the fake to Arcosta. One-on-one down this near sideline. And almost a great grab. Arcosta trying to turn around. Not Arcosta, excuse me, but Tolles trying to come around back to the ball down at the 25, but it's incomplete.
Cameron Campbell in coverage over there, and you talked about it in the pregame, Tyler, how the Campbell twins last time we played these guys really matched the height of Winfield with physicality, and that's exactly what Cameron did there.
Yeah, the Campbell twins, not the biggest players themselves, but being able to match their height, doing everything they can with the secondary guarding.
All right, it'll be 3rd down and 12 from the 36. They'll hand it off. Acosta just getting beat up on the ground. So hard to bring down, though, at the 39-yard line. It'll be 3 for Acosta, and that's going to bring up another 3rd down. You heard Coach Coles in the pregame tonight talking about tackling a guy like Acosta. Really got to hit him square.
Yeah, if you hit him high, he makes you pay, and such a good stiff arm guy as well. And so the Crusaders doing a great job. And
got a timeout called by Bueller.
Time out of the field as Carson Moeller and Levi Atherton are going to rotate in here defensively. Van Bruggen and Elliott both come out, so Coach trying to give them a little bit of a blow.
Crusader. Some of these big, tall receivers for Winfield, they might be able to start getting ready for basketball here starting next week.
Well, yeah, with our speaking of those receivers, with our secondary being so good this year, like I said earlier, that's typically what we struggle with in the past years, but really our weakness this year, I'd say, is our special teams, our kick defense, really, because we've allowed several big runs, averaging at least probably 25 yards a return, as well as a couple big touchdowns like in the McPherson game.
I thought you were going to say the weakness was the play-by-play guy, but 4th down and 9.
Just a little bit with that too, but
I see how you are. Vikings are 1 of 2 tonight on 4th down.
Yeah, his last night in press box may come sooner than you think.
Here is Yingling, and boy, it hit off the back of one of his own guys. The punt low, bounced off one of his linemen. It's going to take a roll to the 42-yard line. Bueller's going to have fantastic position. That is the 2nd time Winfield on a punt and things have gone awry.
And talk about special teams. That has really been a struggle tonight for the Winfield Vikings.
Yeah, punting has not been their forte. So now the beautiful thing for Bueller, fellas, 2:39 left. Buhler just has one timeout remaining, but the short field, it'd be a great opportunity for the Crusaders to stack on another touchdown here in this first half.
From their own 43, they'll go spread on first down. Trips right, single receiver to the near side in single coverage. Watch for the double deuce. Brad to throw, plenty of time. He's going to let it go over the middle.
Ooh.
And
that
incomplete.
was way off target, almost picked.
Yeah, I'm not sure if who he was looking for there. The ball falls incomplete at the Viking 40.
I think he was looking for Tanner Tustin.
But incomplete.
Got some dental care scoreboard updates here. A score we don't really want to hear is Bishop Miege is leading Chanute right now, 20-7. And then Wamego is leading the Augusta Orioles 14-7. So Augusta being able to finally get on the board.
And the last score I have out of Mole Vegas is the Wildcats leading McPherson 12-0.
All right, 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Brad rolling out to his right, comes back to McCurdy across the middle at the 50, drags a tackler to the first down stick. 3rd grab of the night for Brock McCurdy. Big Red goes for a first up to the 46.
That was a great catch by McCurdy. He had a defender right there on top of him and picked up a couple extra yards to get the first down.
They're going to go no huddle here. 4 wide receivers, spread look on 1st and 10, and incomplete, looking for Bovan Bruggen, the tight end, near the 42.
That was one of those routes where they were trying to get it in Bo's hands. They put Jeffrey rolling to his left and just couldn't quite get it to Bo in time on that drag.
Dalen Coffey's going to return to the lineup here, and Cameron Campbell will come out. Clock stops with the incompletion, 2:14 to go before halftime.
Another scoreboard update real quick. Wamego did just score again with 33 seconds in the half, so it's 21-7.
Peter will come to the line with 10 on the play clock. Trips left, an empty backfield set, so they go 5 wide receivers here on 2nd down and 10. Brad has plenty of time, throws near side 40. It's caught, dancing, I believe that's Sam, to the 35-30, 25-20, and drug out of bounds.
I tell you what, he is so good. If they come in high on Sam, which it's easy to do with how tall he is, he just kind of ducks down and scoots his way out of the tackle. He did that multiple times. Finally, there was about 4 Winfield Vikings between him and the goal line, and he finally just kind of decided to go out of bounds because it looked like he wasn't going to make it much further upfield.
Well, right where he was Shifty McGee over there, you had 2 players on the ground. One of them was hobbling because he must have twisted his ankle.
26 yards on the pass from Neal to Elliott. 1st and 10 at the 20, back of the red zone. Out of the I formation, play action. Brad rolling to his left, finds Matthew Eddy. Or is that Tanner Tustin for the touchdown? Crusaders strike again with $1:53 to go in the half.
3rd passing touchdown tonight for Mr. Bradley Neal. He's doing a great job slinging it around, and Tustin did a nice job making the guy miss down along the goal line. As your receiver, if you've got it that close to the goal line, you want to have that touchdown. Did a great job of breaking out of the tackle to score.
Well, Mr. Big Sky right there, being able to touch the sky, having one of his more, he hasn't had very many touchdowns in his career, really taking on that fullback role lately. So I'm sure he's really touching the sky right now.
And it's his 4th throws in the last handful of weeks since he's gone to that fullback position. The extra point is up and good. 1:53 to go before halftime. It's now 42-7. All Crusaders here in the first half tonight. And this 4A playoff matchup on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Hi, this is Randy Gotti with the Buhler Booster Club. Check out their Crusader closet at our next home football game. Our customized designs and inventory are continually updated, from seats to blankets, t-shirts and sweatshirts, shorts and joggers. Crusader Closet has you covered for all things Buhler. All sales support our Crusader students through the Buhler Booster Club. Like the Buhler High School Booster Club on Facebook to keep up to date and outfit your entire family with the Buhler gear they want at the Crusader Closet.
This is Derek Fees with APAC Kansas Shears Division. You know we do big projects, but we also want you to know we can help you with parking lots, driveways, and other projects at your home or business. Asphalt or concrete, we're here to help. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
HKFM.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back. 1:53 to go here before halftime. Crusaders go 5 more plays. 57 yards for another touchdown. And Jeff will squib it to the 20. It's going to be taken there by the Vikings. Return across the 30 to the 30 6-yard line. Winfield in a little bit of desperation here. Boy, what a change. You remember back to the 16-play Viking drive where they tied the game. What a change since then. And Bueller with 4 unanswered touchdowns since that, actually make it 5 since that Viking score.
Well, when your offense is as potent as Bueller, it puts so much pressure on the opponent's offense to just keep up. And like we talked about, Winfield, this is a hard-running team. They are not built to come back.
And a flag comes out. Vikings out of the eye.
And a flag thrown.
Might have a delay of game here. Get the. It's going to be an illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men, so somebody extra out there for the Crusaders. That'll be their second penalty of the night. It'll make it 1st down and 5. Here's a pitch play as Yingling was being pressed. He gets it to Acosta, the big boy. Gets it to midfield, has a 1st down run. He's going to make somebody a nice back at the next level next year.
No doubt about it. And great blocking on the edge that time by Kyan Tolles. That really set things up as he drove Deontay Campbell clear out of bounds.
It'll be 12 yards for Acosta up to the Bueller 47 and a 1st down. Vikings left to right on this drive, down 42-7. They stay in the eye. 2 receivers to the far side, inside handoff. This time it is the fullback who gets his head ripped off. Nowhere to go for Parker Smith. A yard to the 46, and that's it.
Clock continuing to burn here. If Winfield tries to throw some incompletions, they could still give the ball back to Bueller. So I wouldn't be surprised if Winfield doesn't try to just run out the clock here on this first half.
Scoreboard update here, and what I think is truly the game of what determines who's going to make the state championship on the east side. 21-7 St. James Academy over Beja Linwood in the second.
2nd down and 10 at the 47. Here is Yingling out of the gun. Trips far side. Pitch play. Acosta breaks out of 1 tackle. He got away from Elliott. He will not get away a second time. I think it's Childs over on the far side that brings him down. It's going to be a loss of 1 to the 47.
Yeah, Jackson's been hearing us talk all about his DNs. He wants to get involved in some of that play defensively, and a timeout taken by Bueller.
44 seconds left in the half of the Vikings. Take a timeout. Crusader football brought to you tonight by the Bueller Booster Club, by Hutchinson Family Dental, by Jackson Meat, by Rise Up Reno Prevention Network, and by Adams Brown Strategic Allies and CPAs. Well, that last pass, a touchdown. Tanner Tustin made it 45-7. 42-7, excuse me. And the 3rd touchdown pass of the night. 2 to McCurdy, 1 to Tustin. Sam Elliott with a couple of touchdown runs, and then the defensive score by Dalen Coffey. Peter has done it in all facets. They force yet another turnover. Boy, when you've got a defense that can make plays like this one can.
Well, the Crusaders just have so many weapons offensively and defensively. This is the type of team that can play for a state title.
All right, 3rd down and 10 from the 47. Trips far side. It's going to be a pitch again to Acosta. Stumbling forward across the 45 and up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 for Armand Acosta, the big senior back, and the Vikings facing a 4th down. And I don't know really if they decide to run another play here. Might as well go for it.
That's exactly what Winfield's going to do.
One more play to end the half.
Have it in Bueller territory.
Going to run some prevent defense here. Out of the shotgun, trips to the near side, pressure off the edge. Van Bruggen hits the quarterback as he throws just out of the hands of the receiver, incomplete at the 10. Fellas, that was to Tolles at the 10. That was close to being a touchdown.
Yeah, the Crusaders actually went man-to-man coverage across the board that time, tried to keep some guys in the box, and the gamble pays off defensively. So Bueller, it'll be interesting to see if Coach Warner tries to take a shot here, or if they just keep it on the ground.
3 seconds left in the half, and Bueller will take over. They're going to break their streak if they don't score here. They've scored every time they've touched the ball tonight. They're going to have it at their own 43, but they're just going to have one play. They'll line up in the eye. I have a feeling, Brad's going to take a knee. I had a feeling, hey, let's get to the locker room and enjoy this 42-7 lead. But what a first half tonight by the Crusaders. Is both on the ground and in the air. They didn't have to use the passing game last week. Brad just attempted 3 passes. But teams get tougher and tougher the farther you go to postseason, and they key on Sam. It's going to be important to have Coach, that passing game.
Yes. Well, Coach, is it a good ruler? First time you played these guys 18-7, 42-7 right now. Is that how much this team's improved?
I think it's how much we improved. I saw it. I told our kids on last Sunday that we've improved and much better than they have, and we have to go out and prove it. And I think we did in the first half. Now we got to finish the game.
Another great first half.
It was a great first half. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks, Coach. On a little bit of a bad nose, Cameron Campbell might have a groin pull. I'm not sure. He was a little bit of pain here on the sideline.
That's a tough one to tape up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, second half, he should hopefully, if this trend continues, have a chance to rest that a little bit in the second half. 42-7, Bueller up here at halftime. We're live tonight from the Allen Samuels broadcast booth. Coming up, we'll sit down with head cross-country coach Curtis Morgan to talk about their season. The boys 4-peating at state last week at Wamego. That is next. The Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report here on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Tuned for tonight's Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Prairie Bank of Kansas, serving Central Kansas since 1886. Coming up, an in-depth look at Crusader athletics and activities with This Week in Crusader Sports.
Prairie Bank of Kansas is a local bank with local concerns. You'll find us in the heart of the community, helping wherever we're needed. We enjoy working with local schools to help promote activities like sports and extracurricular learning. We hope you support these valuable activities too. We'll be right here with you. Visit one of our locations in Stafford, Bueller, Inman, or Hutchinson, or check us out online at prairiebankks.com. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
Steve here from Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. Routine maintenance of your car ensures that it will deliver the performance that you need and expect. Make sure your vehicle is ready for that next road trip by scheduling a visit today. The better you take care of your car, the better it will take care of you. Red Rock Auto Center in South Hutchinson. We're here when you need us.
Get in the spirit and start planning for those holiday meals. Pre-order from Jackson Meat and let us do the work. Reserve a turkey, ham, or any of our other specialty meats, and we will hold your reservation until you're ready for pickup. Our smoked meats are easy for entertaining. Impress your guests when you shop at Jackson Meat this holiday season.
And welcome back here at halftime, our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. Second round of the state football playoffs here at Crusader Stadium. Tonight we want to jump back to last weekend and our Bueller cross-country teams competing at state. Our boys team with a 4-time repeat as state champions. Coach Curtis Morgan. I tried to combine your name and coach there, Coach, but joins us now here on the show. Thanks for some time, buddy. What a fun weekend you guys had.
Yeah, it was a blast, and appreciate you having me on, Aaron.
Absolutely. Talked about your boys 4-peating behind the strength of that senior class with Hayden Keller and Tanner Lindahl. Pretty impressive what that group of guys has been able to accomplish.
100%. They came in and kind of set the foundation for where I think this program can go from here on up. And they've done an excellent job of leadership throughout the years and an excellent job of kind of bringing a team atmosphere to an individual sport. And I think that we're in good hands, even though or good feet, I guess, for cross country. But, even though they're not going to be with us anymore.
Of course, we mentioned Tanner Lindahl, one of those seniors. Tanner, you finish second at state. That race kind of play out how you thought it would in your mind going into it, or just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I wouldn't exactly say it went out how I played out. I wouldn't say it played out how I thought it would. The two guys that were my main competition went out super, super fast for the first about half of the race. So I was really far back about halfway through, and then I kind of just moved my way up and caught one of them. So it worked out in my favor.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of varying strategies that go into laying out a race, and certainly, do you find yourself ever adjusting in a race, or do you try to kind of stick to your game plan?
Yeah, I mean, different times you have to account for different things like the wind. If it's super windy, you don't want to go out right in the front because you're kind of going to have to take all that. But for this race, I thought both those guys might have had more speed than I do for a finishing kick. So I decided I'm just going to run my own race, go out at what pace I think I can hold for 3 miles and just not worry about whatever they're doing. And they kind of beat each other up for that first half of the race. So I think that was a good strategy on my part.
Boy, you heard Coach talk about what this group of seniors, 4-time state champions, what you guys have accomplished. Just your thoughts on that, what it means to you, and looking back, how special that's been.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, going into my freshman year, I had no idea we'd have this kind of success on the team level. It's just been amazing. And the fact that we've been able to continually have that consistently over 4 years is really just, it's a testament to our commitment and our, the level of talent we have. I mean, there is some luck to it too. I mean, the fact that we've had guys that, there's been injuries at state and illness and things, but we've had just fantastic success all 4 years.
Sure. That's senior Tanner Lindahl. We're talking Buter cross country here. The Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report. We'll have more right after this.
Find Prairie Bank of Kansas online at prairiebankks.com. The Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report continues with tonight's This Week in Crusader Sports. Follow our Crusader football coverage on the sports page at adastroradio.com.
Hutchinson Community College is enrolling now for spring. Take classes in Hutchinson, McPherson, Newton, or online. They're affordable, convenient, and flexible. Call 888-GO-HUTCH or email admissions@hutchcc.edu today.
Dr. Ediger is very good when a problem arises. We had that happen with our daughter. He went in to do some work and then found another issue and communicated with me and gave me the option, but yet told me what he would do if it were his daughter. He gives you options that work with your family's budget.
Hi, this is Dr. Corey Ediger, inviting you and your family to call me at 663-9136. That's 663-9136. Or stop by my office on East 30th to make an appointment today at Ediger Family Dental.
Where patients come first.
1947. It was the year the Mackenzie Paint and Body Shop opened for business. That's over 70 years they've been serving the mid-Kansas area with quality workmanship, excellent refinishing, paint, and restoration. Mackenzie Paint and Body Shop specializes in foreign and domestic vehicles. Insurance claims are welcome and 24-hour towing and recovery service is available. At Mackenzie Paint and Body Shop, they take the dents out of accidents. Just over the bridge at 45 Kansas Avenue in South Hutchinson.
Back here on the Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report as we talk Buter cross country with head coach Curtis Morgan. Coach, let's talk about your ladies program a little bit. Obviously, you lost a lot last year in that senior class and bringing up some younger girls this year, and I've heard you talk about it, and the girls a lot about pack racing this year and just trying to work together and become stronger as a team.
Yeah, for sure. That was our strategy going in. In the past, we've been able to have a front runner. I've said it before, front runner up front to kind of take single points for us. And we knew coming in, we didn't have that this year. But we knew we had a very good squad, but a very inexperienced squad. And so just preaching pack running and preaching finding each other and specifically preaching moving up in the second half of a race. Typically, in my opinion, in a girls' 5K race, after about the first half mile to mile, there's not a whole lot of changing that happens. Things just kind of fall into place, and that's where we're at. And so we preached being aggressive in miles 2 and 3, because I think you're going to catch a lot of girls in those spots. A lot of girls are going to try and get positioned in the first mile, and I think that throughout the season, that sank in with the girls squad, and it just kind of took fire with them. And I honestly believe that these girls have overachieved this year coming in. They finished 4th at state last weekend. We had them pegged anywhere between probably 4 and 7. And if I'm honest, as a coach, I didn't tell them this, but as a coach, as a coaching staff, we were thinking probably 6th. That's probably where we're going to end up. But to be able to pull them over after the state meet and tell them they got fourth. We were ecstatic with what they did.
Lindsey Warner gets a top 20 finish for you guys, and just kind of reflecting back on her career, she's been a big part of the success your group has had here in the last few years.
Absolutely. You know, she's probably the most, she was the most experienced person coming in this year. And so a lot of the leadership fell on her shoulders. And I think that she tried a couple things early on in the season, but then about Rimrock, about midway through the season, whatever she was doing started pulling that group of girls together. And as soon as Rimrock happened after that, it was like, all right, here we go. And they buckled up, and we saw improvement from everybody. So it was pretty cool. Lindsey, having her sneak in a top 20 spot makes your heart feel good for a kid like that.
Absolutely. Maya Durantes, who was part of the state group and gets a top 50 result. Maya, just talk about, you heard Coach say, obviously new to the program last year. What has that transition been like for you, and just the experience of being part of this team?
I'd say when I first got here, it was kind of difficult. It was just very different than what I was used to, and it took some time to adjust. But they really helped, bring me in, and just a really good team.
What has been key for you? And Coach said the number of PRs this year. What has been key for you in just continuing to grow as a runner?
I'd say being able to run with the team and the coaches. They're just really great.
Coach, we'll finish up with you, and just a fantastic season really from your varsity kids on down through your middle school again. I know both seventh grade teams took home a first place league finish, and so a lot of positive, exciting things happening around the program.
Yeah, for sure. I think we saw, it's consistency is kind of what we strive for in making a program work year after year. And I really feel like we're in a good spot with the program. We've got great pieces in place with the coaches that we have, and we got kids that really get in and get interested in it, and they don't want it to stop. They see what these guys are doing at the high school, and those middle school kids, they want to be a part of that. And so it's a blessing to be in this program.
Coach Curtis Morgan and a couple of our seniors, Tanner Lindahl and Maya Durantes, with us here at halftime. We'll be back with more right after this.
You're listening to the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report. Coming up, we'll bring you analysis and break down the numbers from tonight's game. Stream HKFM right to your phone with the Ad Astro radio app. Your home for Crusader football, HKFM.
Rise and shine. It's daylight time and time to go to your happy place. November is a good time to remember all the things we are thankful for, and we are thankful for you and your support. You can show the people you are thankful for a little kindness by giving them some fresh, made-from-scratch Daylight Donuts from your 30th Street Daylight Donuts. We're open every morning at 5 a.m. Order online and have them ready to pick up, or come in and see us any day. Your Hutchinson 30th Street Daylight Donuts at 1435 East 30th.
For sand, gravel, concrete, and decorative rock, call the professionals at Gravel and Concrete Incorporated. Locally owned and family operated, John, Chris, Laura, and Lyle Paulson are always happy to help you with your sand, gravel, and concrete needs. And be sure to check out their large selection of landscape holders. That's Gravel and Concrete Incorporated. Call 422-3249.
Serving all of Central Kansas, Gravel and Concrete Incorporated, 7010 North Nickerson Road. Call 422-3249.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family has kept motorists on the road for nearly 60 years. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Yoder Meats is way more than just meat, but if you're looking for grain-fed, locally raised, antibiotic-free, and no-hormone-added beef, Yoder Meats is the place. Feed the family with your choice of bundles or smaller butcher bags designed with a variety of meats to fit your needs. They have exotic meats too, and a wide variety of delicious cheeses, baked goods, groceries, specialty candies, gift items, and even products for your pet. Get it all at Yoder Meats in Yoder, open 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday. Find specials at yodermeatsks.com.
HKFM.
Well, hi everybody. Welcome back here at halftime as we take a look now at first half numbers, brought to you by Adams Brown Strategic Allies and CPAs, proudly serving businesses in Kansas for the past 70 years. Online at adamsbrown.cpa.com.
Well, taking a look at those Adams Brown numbers here. Sorry, just tonight is just the night of technical fun, Mr. West. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, trying to direct traffic from a distance. So, total offense here at the half. The Crusaders outgaining Winfield at the half, 247 yards to 101. Here's the big stat. Bueller averaging almost 14 yards a play, 13.7 compared to Winfield's 2.6. Through the air tonight in the first half, great job by Bradley Neal. A very efficient night. 6 of 8 through the air for 139 yards and 3 touchdown passes. So half of his completions tonight going for 6. Passing-wise tonight for Riley Yingling, he is going 4 of 10 in the first half for, well, and that wouldn't even be the full 45 yards. We'll get into those individual statistics because Acosta had one of them. On the ground tonight for Bueller, 108 yards on 10 carries compared to Winfield's 56 yards on 29 carries. And then taking a look, you talked about it earlier, time of possession, Winfield winning that 17 minutes compared to Bueller's 5.5. Individual statistics for the Crusaders, Sam Elliott, 7 carries for 111 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Tanner Tushton, 1 carry for 2 yards. And Bradley Neal, 1 carry with a loss of 5. Armand Acosta, 15 carries for 54 yards. Justice Tate, 3 carries for 4 yards. Leading receiver at the half for Bueller, Brock McCurdy has those 3 catches for 67 yards and 2 TDs. Sam Elliott, 1 catch for 26 yards. Matthew Eddy, 1 catch for 26. And Tanner Tushton, 1 catch for 20 yards and a TD. Leading receiver at the half for Winfield, Cody Bren, 2 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. Cayenne Tolles with 1 catch for 15.
All right, 42-7 here. Second half coming up when we come back on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
This has been the Prairie Bank of Kansas Halftime Report. Prairie Bank of Kansas, serving Central Kansas since 1886. Join Aaron West and Chris Shank every Friday night for Bueller Crusader football. The second half kickoff is coming up next on HKFM.
Newfeld's Flooring, your experts in design and installation of carpet, tile, wood, and vinyl floor covering. Proudly sponsoring Bueller High School activities, Newfeld's Flooring in downtown Bueller.
Hi, this is Bueller head football coach Steve Warner. If you'd like to stay connected with what's going on within our program, I'd like to invite you to sign up for the Bueller Football Weekly Roundtable. It's a newsletter emailed weekly to Bueller High School football supporters. To sign up for the Football Weekly Roundtable, just send an email to crusadersrt@gmail.com. That's crusadersrt@gmail.com.
During the last few years, we've seen a lot of change. One change that we're very proud of is that data shows alcohol use in Reno County 12th graders is down 11% since 2017. That's awesome. Change happens when people work towards common goals. Everyone can encourage our kids to make good choices. Thanks for being part of the solution. This is Carla from Rise Up Reno Prevention Network. Tell kids when you're proud of them. Rise up, Reno.
With Progressive, Wade Patton Insurance will make shopping for car insurance simple. Progressive leads the way when it comes to available discounts, claim forgiveness, and customer service. We're excited to discuss how their innovative Snapshot program can potentially give you up to 30% off your premium. Progressive also is very competitive on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance with benefits like disappearing deductibles. Wade Patton Insurance is your local Progressive insurance agency. Call us today at 662-5469 or stop in at 527 North Main for a no-stress, no-obligation quote.
HKFM.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back. Closing in on the start of the second half of the 42-7 game. Let's just throw a couple of quick scores your way at our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. From regular teeth cleanings to advanced periodontal work, your hometown dentist is Bueller Dental Care. Mulvane 12 MAC, nothing at the half in 4A. Paola leads Piper 14-7. Eudora 28-0 over Atchison. Know that Miege leading Chanute 20-7 as well. Christopher, how about some of the other games on our network?
Just up the road, Inman shutting out Oakley at the half 24-0. Kingman leading Garden Plain 21-7 down in Kingman. Hillsborough leading Chaparral 19-0. Gossel leading Maxville 36-0. Andale shutting out Holcomb 38-0. And Cheney leading Collegiate 7-3. All of those games across the Ad Asher Sports Network. I don't have the exact score, but I know that Little River has pulled ahead of Burlingame. That game on the Ad Asher Sports Network as well. It was the early 6 o'clock kick.
Yeah, last I saw their third quarter was 28-26, Little River. And, of course, streaming coverage across our network of games tonight. Brought to you by Next Tech Wireless, because you're mobile and need to stay connected online. The @AstraRadio.com and on the @AstraRadio app. Well, Sam Elliott's 111 yards in the first half. He is now 61 yards away from catching Riley Allen for second all time. Second half underway with a squib kick and a nice return here near side. This is Mace McCabe into Viking territory. Across the 50 he goes, all the way down to the 41-yard line.
Mace with a great return there. Mace was one of the guys that hadn't gone out for football the last year or two, but I'm sure he's probably enjoying the fact that he decided to come back out. Good return for him.
Yeah, it's almost an onside kick.
How much do the starters play here in the second half?
I give him another score.
We'll find out. First and 10 at the 41-yard line. We'll put Coffee in at the wing to the near side. Double tight end set. Lone receiver out wide is Matthew Eddy, and Sam Elliott is going to be wrestled down to the ground for first lost yardage of the night for Sam. And that time,
where has
Zarek Vargas, 250 pounds.
Where has he been all game long? I mean, he's a big boy, and he came through the Buhler O-line like a hot knife through butter there.
And it drives the Crusaders back to the 45 for a loss of 4.
Well, Winfield has a sizable defensive line. When you look out there, there's some big fellas wearing white and blue tonight.
Yeah, they've tooled up that offensive line. They've got a freshman, Devin Cayley, now up there, 300 pounds. It's a pretty good size. Boy, they go, boy, nice fake far side run as they fake to Elliott. And they give it on the end around to McCurdy. Far side, but not much there, no gain.
So now a little bit of trouble here for Buhler as they have 3rd and long. They got to get clear down the neck of the woods of the 21-yard line or 31-yard line for a first down.
They went for the jet sweep that time. McCurdy right to left, nothing there.
Want to keep an eye on Sam right now. He's really walking giddy, really favoring that left knee. It's wrapped up.
Well, when he got tackled there on that first play, did he get banged up on that one, you think, Tyler?
3rd down and 14. Here's Bradley out of the gun. They're going to blitz off the edges. Good protection. Brad steps up in the pocket, hits the receiver, caught for a first down up near the 21-yard line.
What a catch made over the middle. That was caught by Dalen Coffey. Great defensive effort that time by Maverick Thomas for Winfield. He was blanketing Coffey, but Coffey was able to haul it in for the first down catch.
And Chris, I'm not for sure. He really did just get slammed on that first play. He's been walking a little stiff all night, in my opinion.
There goes for 23 yards to Dalen Coffey, his longest catch of the year. Moved the sticks. 1st and 10 at the 22. Back to the eye, back to Sam at the 20, 15. Well, I tell you what, down to the 12-yard line. If that is stiff, something to shoot for.
Well, Sam Elliott at 50%, I think, could outrun most of Buhler High School.
Goes for 9 yards. They'll mark him down at the 13. It'll be 2nd down and 1. If that is stiff, I don't want to be loose. Carson Muller and Mace McCabe are going to check in at wide receiver here on 2nd down. They'll both be wide out to the near side. Out of the I formation. Brad under center takes it from Ellis. It'll be Elliott up the middle. And a hard run. Dances to the jukes right, then left to the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Justice Tate, fellas. You want to talk about an ankle breaker there. He was in perfect position to tackle Sam Elliott around the 10-yard line, and Sam gave him a cut across the face. Tate just fell to the turf. What a cut and what a score by Sam Elliott as he continues to move up the all-time rushing record.
You want to take that? Pretty healthy right now.
Everything I said is right now irrelevant. Ignore anything.
Do you want to take that back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Tyler just wanted to inspire Sam.
Extra point good. 9:09 to go in the 3rd. It's now 49-7 Crusaders on HKFM, the Crusader Sports Network.
At Allen Samuels of Hutch, the 2022 model years are available for order, with Dodge Ram 1500 Crew Cab starting at only $28,800. And the best-in-class 3500 Crew starts at only $35,400. Let Allen Samuels Hutch show you a better way to order your next vehicle, the way you want it. That's the Allen Samuels way. Order your new vehicle today for year-end delivery, located on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine, or visit us online 24/7 at AllenSamuelsHutch.com. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
Manufacturing facilities, warehouses, oil, fuel and water storage, grain elevators, product makers, rooftops, HVAC containment, refineries, garages, and more rely on the quality and integrity of WIFCO products. Go to WIFCOSP.com for more. WIFCO Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
HKFM.
All right, welcome back here to Crusader Stadium. Sam Elliott up to 129 yards rushing with his third touchdown of the night. Jeff Neal to kick from the 40 toward the north end zone. 9:09 to go here in the third. And that one will reach the end zone. Second touchback of the night for the sophomore.
So how close is Sam now, Aaron, to Mr. Riley Allen?
Well, he needed 61 before the second half. He's up to 129. You're going to make me do math, aren't you?
I am.
With a calculator.
No, he's up here. He is freehanding this. I can testify.
He is 43 yards away now from second place Riley Allen.
Okay, well, I will try to keep that tabulation going.
All right, Vikings first touch here in the second half. From their own 20, 1st and 10. And here is Yingling on a keeper across the 25. And forward progress, gain of 6 up to the 26-yard line.
McCurdy and Tushton teaming up for the stop there. And Winfield going into their 4-wide mode again to try to gin up the passing offenses that they can't really afford to be in the robust set and just grind it out.
Wamego now up over Augusta 21-7 in the third. The A's leading Chanute 20-7. Piper and Paola tied at 14 in our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. Here is Yingling out of the gun, trips left, and they'll give it to Arcosta, who is pushed backwards. A loss of 2 to the 24 on second down.
I tell you, it's always good to see a team to come out the second half when they're up big, keeping the intensity up, keeping the momentum up, and that's exactly what this Crusader Black Knight defense is doing this early third quarter.
Clock will run inside 3 minutes to go here in the third. Crusader football tonight brought to you by Midway Motors, by Fee Insurance, 8-pack Shears by H&R Block, and by Hutch Rec. Looking at a third down and 6 from the 24. 7:56 to go in the third. Bueller up 49-7. Yingling out of the gun with Arcosta to his left. They'll put a receiver in motion. And Yingling being chased out of the pocket. Back behind the 15, scrambles away from a would-be sacker, and now he'll be brought down after a gain of 2 on the scramble play across the 25 to the 26. So Yingling picks up 2 on third down. That'll bring up a 4th down and 6.
Yeah, Bo Van Bruggen just mashed Yingling along with Gavin Patton there on the far side after that scramble, but it'll bring up a 4th and long, and Winfield will be forced to punt it away.
Vikings going to kick it away from near their own 15. Matthew Eddy will be back at midfield. Vikings have had some trouble punting the ball tonight. This one away. High kick bounces at the 49. Then it'll take a Bueller roll back to the Viking side of the field at the 49.
Another Bueller Dental Care scoreboard update. Little River now leading Burlingame 36-26 up the way.
Another one is 27-7 Wamego with 8:47 left in the third.
All right, Crusaders are going to have it here at the Viking 48-yard line. They scored on every series in the first half except for that last. They got the ball with 3 seconds to go before halftime.
That's got to have an asterisk over that one.
And then Sam Elliott with a touchdown run to start the second half. Here's Elliott again. Near side slips as he comes around the corner and falls at the 45-yard line. Tackled by the turf that time.
Well, I was about to say, if Sam breaks one here, guys, he will pass Riley Allen as the second all-time leading rusher. He's now under 40 yards away what, 39 yards, Mr. West?
Sounds about right.
We got the running tally up here.
He's now at 132 on the night. 2nd down and 7, clock running. Out of the I formation, single receivers either side. Brad fumbles the snap. He's going to have to fall on the football. Well, that's a dangerous place to be with Vikings falling in there. Kind of a very unprotected position, but Brad's able to fall on it after the fumble.
Well, as it continues to get colder here in the fall in Kansas, fumbles tend to go up because that football just becomes rock hard. So now a big 3rd and long for Buhler, clock rolling after that fumble.
Yeah, and there's been a little bit of more issues tonight with Blake Ellis and Bradley Neal. Blake has been really having the snap typically high tonight.
3rd and 8 here. They'll work out of the I formation. Play action. Brad rolling far side. Hits the receiver on the run far side. 30, 25, 20, 15, down to the 10. Tanner Tushton on the play out of the backfield. See where they go out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be at the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 11. As that play goes for 35 yards.
Well, another nice catch by Tanner Tushton tonight. And the Crusaders now inside the red zone with 5:33 left to go here in the 3rd.
What's the point margin have to be to go to a running clock?
I believe 40 points in the 2nd half.
We're there.
49-7 right now. Here's a handoff on 1st and 10 from the 11. Sam Elliott, progress of 2 to the 9.
Tackling for the Vikings. 9-yard line, 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd down from there.
Right at the half, I was a little concerned about Cameron Campbell. He might have had a groin injury. He's looking okay now in the 2nd half.
Second and 8 for the Crusaders. 5 minutes now to go in the 3rd. Back in the I formation. Brad under center. Hands it off to Sam. Near side run. 10-5. Touchdown Crusaders.
Sam Elliott continuing to pile up the yards on that 10-yard touchdown run going off tackle to the right-hand side. And the Crusaders have put the double nickel up on the board, leading 55-7.
Well, fellas, he's now 29 away. That may be his last carry of the night. .49 left here. Jeffrey Neal on for the extra point again. Well, they have really been putting it on the scoreboard 2nd half of the year, averaging up over 40 points a game. They had 52 to open the playoffs last week against Abilene, 56 tonight. 56-7 the score, 4:49 left in the 3rd. All Buhler here from Crusader Stadium on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Buhler. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member-owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Buhler and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
At Dick's Phillips 66, our family has kept motorists on the road for nearly 60 years. Hi, this is Janet Dick, inviting you to stop by our locally owned station at 1215 East 4th in Hutch. Dick's offers top-tier gasoline, grab-and-go food options, and friendly service. Wherever you're headed, every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66, 4th and Stevens in Hutch.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Buhler Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Jeffrey Neal to kick off from the 40. Still with 4 and change to go in the 3rd. He'll kick this one out of the end zone again, where we've been talking about where Sam Elliott is all time. He didn't pass Riley Allen in one category tonight. Now 69 career touchdowns. That moves him into 3rd place all time behind the great Riley Allen.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to a running clock. The clock never started.
Still 4:49 to go.
And guys, with the success of the senior class and Sam Elliott, I'm going to give myself a little kudos here. During our undefeated 7th grade season, I was A-team offense. Wide out.
Yeah, but they could guard you with a 4'7" guy. Vikings out of the robust on 1st and 10. And the handoff. Inside play. But you look back to that as a gain of 4. It is Justice Tate on the ground to the 24. You look back at that drive where they had so much success, the Vikings, in their only touchdown tonight. Bueller's really adjusted to that. And with the Vikings, you know, with this run offense, when they don't get yardage on 1st down, it makes it really tough for them.
Yeah, like I said, gets them off schedule, down in distance-wise, and this offense was not built to be in a 3rd and long situation. So when they have a nice little 5-yard pickup on 1st, they're happy.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 here. They stay with the 3 backs behind Yingling, and they'll give it to the big bruiser, Acosta. Weaves his way up to the 29 as he'll pick up 5 more yards, sets up a 3rd down and short, looking at about 3rd and 2.
Well, the fact that Winfield's really going back to the tight formations, trying to just run power football, keep the ball on the ground, they are really trying to look at shortening this game rather than trying to sling it all over the yard.
3rd down and less than 2 here. Clock running at 3:26 to go in the 3rd. They're going to sneak it with Yingling, and what a great surge by the offensive line up to the 34-yard line. You look at that power style of football that they want to run, very similar to what Bueller has done over the years. At the flip side of that, though, if you're going to run ground attack power football, you've got to have a good defense.
Yeah, you've got to have the defense to keep the scores down and keep you within striking distance.
Enough for the 1st down to the 35. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And Acosta breaks loose at the 45 into Bueller territory, being chased to the 25, 20, back to the middle of the field, to the 10, to the 5, and touchdown.
Well, Ramon Acosta, the Bueller defense thought the play was over as he was just kind of hiding behind some of the Winfield offensive linemen, but credit to Acosta, kept his feet churning, kept on fighting, and he's rewarded with Winfield's 2nd touchdown of the night.
And that's something about Acosta that's special, too. He's so big, yet so fast. So being able to outrun a Campbell, that's impressive.
But much like Sam Elliott, too, he's not down till he's down. Till that whistle blows. Vikings Austin Bryant on for the PAT from the 10. Hold is good. Kick is up and no good. 2:37 now left in the 3rd. Bueller 56 and Winfield 13. And officials in the middle of the field discussing something. Players have not gone anywhere yet. No flags on the field that I saw. But White Hat has his crew around him discussing something. Players just kind of standing around waiting to see what's going to happen.
March off a penalty, so it's going to be closer here for Winfield, so they might choose to go for it.
Never saw a flag come out.
They're going to call encroachment on the Crusaders, so either somebody lined up in the neutral zone or somebody broke the plane early.
Encroachment on the Crusaders.
That'll be Bueller's 3rd penalty tonight. And they'll tee up Bryant from the 9. He'll have a 2nd chance at it. This time he kicks it through. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the 3rd. All Crusaders for the most part here tonight. And the 2nd round 4A matchup, 56-14 on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
When disaster strikes your home or business, shop local. Hi, this is Robin Swanson. My husband Ryan and I and our team at Phoenix Restoration are proud to be Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. When pipes break, fire strikes, or the unthinkable hits your home or business, call us. With over 10 years of experience, we know how to help you recover. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. Phoenix Restoration. We'll help you rise again after your disaster.
Did you know that it's estimated that the salt deposits under Kansas could supply the entire world's salt needs for the next 250,000 years? Cargill Salt of Hutch is proud to support the schools of Reno County. Collaborate, create, succeed. Cargill Salt of Hutchinson.
HKFM.
Well, Senior Day coming up tomorrow from Smyser Stadium in Sterling here on HKFM. Sterling Warriors and the Ottawa Braves. Tomorrow afternoon with a 12:30 pregame.
Yeah, there's a football game going on in Lawrence tomorrow, too.
Sunflower Showdown. I saw today the 119th edition of the Sunflower Showdown. There's not been much of a showdown here as of late.
We love it.
Bryant with a kick to the 17. Here's a return by Brock McCurdy. He's free to the middle of the field at the 50. He's got 2 men to beat on the far side at the 30, 25, and he'll be drugged down to the 20-yard line, and a great return by the senior.
And a nice job blocking downfield by the junior Ryland Parks to help spring him, but that's one of Brock's better returns of the season right there, fellas.
Great job by Brock McCurdy.
Second string offense now pouring onto the field for the Crusaders. And they're going to have a very short field just outside the red zone.
Probably Viking 22 as Jeff Neal will take over at quarterback. Marcus Voss now in at tailback. Receivers either side. They'll hand it off to the fullback on first down, forward progress to the 20-yard line. And then Levi Atherton got drugged back about 5 yards at the end of the play.
Yeah, it looked like Atherton, kind of like when you're talking about the pit bull on a dish rag earlier. It looked like when a dog's chewing on something and just spits them out. Atherton got spat out backwards.
Levi came into the night, 7 carries, another senior, another one of the 20, 59 yards and a touchdown. As we'll try to get as many of the new Crusaders out of the field as we can. Bryce Ruda and Logan Briner just checked in. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Inside a minute to go in the third. Inside run for the Crusaders across the 20. Marcus Voss with the carry up to the 19. And again, normally Gavin Patton would be the tailback in this offense, but because he's a starter now on the defensive line for the Crusaders, he is pulled from his running duties. He's really settled into his own. Has a sack tonight at that 2-tech position.
Well, that front four for Buhler just so relentless and tough for offensive lines of the opposition to try to block them all.
This could be the final play of the third, down to 34 seconds on 3rd and 8. And they will stay on the ground. Jeffrey Neal trying to get to the outside, and he'll get drugged down from behind at the 20-yard line. It's actually a loss of 1. That'll bring up 4th down with 19 on the play clock here.
Crusaders we're going to see another field goal attempt.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what they're doing.
Jeffrey Neal hit one from 44, second longest in school history. The longest 46, by the way.
So that's a 37-yarder here.
And flags come out. Briner to hold from the 27. They blew it dead at the snap.
And his kick was good and plenty long.
Well, yeah, this worked for him last week.
Yeah.
He had to kick it a second time. So apparently it's becoming a theme.
Well, that'll be the end of the quarter.
They did not get the kickoff before the clock hit zeros.
And unfortunately now he'll have to kick against the wind, which has really picked up.
All right, 12 minutes to go in this game. 56-14. Field goal try when we come back by Jeff Neal here on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Buhler. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member-owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Buhler and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
HKFM.
Here's Jeffrey Neal on a 37-yard field goal attempt. 44 earlier this year. It has got the distance, and it is wide right. No good.
They never gave the signal on which way it was. Plenty of leg.
So Jeff now just 1 of 4 in his career.
But I think there's a penalty or something.
Yeah, I think there's a penalty. I don't see a flag. Oh, now I see a flag.
It's on Winfield.
Well, and this may be enough for a first down here, fellas.
That's a big penalty.
Yeah.
all the way to the 10-yard line.
It is a first down.
So it's going to be first and goal.
Wow.
So Jeffrey Neal just had that miss wiped away.
All right.
Personal foul against the Vikings.
Vikings, a
Automatic
personal
first down
foul
for
penalty
Bueller.
gives them forward progress. Bueller to the 10. It'll be first and goal.
10-yard line, first and goal.
$11:55 here to go. Bueller will await the winner of Mulvane and McPherson here in Bueller next week. Don't have a second half score. It was 12-0 Mulvane at halftime.
We're about to get a penalty for too much time. Something's going on.
Yeah, 2 seconds, and they're going to force them to call a timeout here. And so we are stopped yet again. 56-14. 11:35 here to go in the game from Crusader Stadium. Crusader football tonight. Brought to you in part by Ray & Sons Roofing, by Cargill Salt, by the Sheila Metzger Agency, by the Medicine Shop, and by Midwest Iron and Metal. Kingman now third quarter leading Garden Plain 21-14. Eudora over Atchison 35-0. It was Hayes High 12 and over nothing. In the third, Hillsboro blanking Chaparral 33-0. Those some second half scores in our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard.
Yeah, Inman also leading Oakley 38-0. That one approaching the end of the third.
So Bueller's going to have it first and goal at the 10-yard line. They'll line up in the I. Jeffrey Neal. It'll be Atherton and Voss behind him. And Jeffrey on the option keeper. The quarterback diving far side inside the 5-yard line.
Option play, quarterback.
And he'll be down at the 4.
And, you know, Jeffrey Neal's showing some quickness there as he faked the belly give to Atherton and took it around the end for a nice pickup.
Yeah, something Jeffrey isn't known for is speed, especially on the baseball field. We make fun of him. But being able to show the quickness that he had, I was looking like the Flash there.
All the way down to the 3. Came into the night, 7 carries, 81 yards. Second and goal from the 3. They'll stay in the I formation on this second down play. They put a receiver in motion. Here's the toss to Voss, who gets stood up at the 6-yard line. Marcus Voss is not a very big guy, as he gets met by a number of Vikings, 5'8", just 160, and so.
Yeah, the sweep got sealed off, so he tried to cut back on an inside cut, and Justice Tate, one of the linebackers, did a nice job of coming up and filling and dropping him for a loss. So now the Crusaders with the 3rd and goal at the 6. This might be a great play action time here, fellas.
A little score update here. It's a game down in Chanute. Chanute 14, Bishop Miege 20.
All right, they'll stay in the I. 2 receivers near side. Jeffrey Neal in the option is going to get forward to the 6 for a yard, and that'll be it. And it'll be 4th down. We'll see if they set up for another field goal try here.
Yep, they're bringing Carson Moeller and Logan Briner in the field goal unit on, so Crusaders will have a much shorter try here for Jeffrey Neal.
So Jeffrey missed his previous try tonight, but they waved that off on a personal foul penalty on the Vikings. This one, the hold will come at the 13, so it's going to be a 23-yard try. Out of the snap of Carson Moeller, Logan Briner to hold. Ball is down, kick is up. And, boy, that essentially is nothing much more than an extra point try right there. And the field goal is good. And Bueller leads it. 9:26 now left in the game. 59-14 over the Vikes here on HKFM of the Crusader Sports Network.
Need a piece of metal or an angle for a small project or a complete fabrication project done? Call us at Johnson Sheet Metal or stop by 512 South Main in Hutchinson. We know metal. This is Sarah Johnson, and my family has been in business for 99 years. With a huge stock of different sheets, shapes of steel, stainless, galvanized, and aluminum, Johnson Sheet Metal has what you need. We cut to size, bend, roll, punch, or weld to your specifications, and can make your ag replacement panels too. Johnson Sheet Metal.
Hutchinson Community College is enrolling now for spring. Take classes in Hutchinson, McPherson, Newton, or online. They're affordable, convenient, and flexible. Call 888-GO-HUTCH or email admissions@hutchcc.edu today.
Hi, this is Dr. Dow Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Asper Radio.
59-14, 9:26 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, Crusaders working their way back to the quarterfinals for a third straight year. As Jeff will squib it along the ground, picked up at the 20, near side by Tovar, returned inside the 30, and up to the 33-yard line for Christian Tovar.
Nice open field tackle there on the kickoff made by Alex Lee. And a little bit of history here, fellas. This is now the fourth most points Bueller has ever scored in a playoff game. Last time the only time Bueller scored more than this was back in 2009 when they went into the 60s for 3 consecutive weeks.
Well, Bueller 4-4 last 2 years in the playoffs, out in the quarterfinals, back-to-back years, really trying to right that. Last time, of course, they made it to the semis was 16 when they were in the state title game. Here's Yingling out of the gun on 1st and 10. Keeper to the far side. Great job by the Black Knight defense. Yingling ripped down. They'll call forward progress at the 29-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4.
That's senior Mace McCabe out there at the corner making the stop for Bueller.
Well, the changes are on, fellas. Miles Dillman sprinting onto the field.
New guys pouring in.
As is Brock Ellis.
29-yard line.
Carson Muller out there as one of the linebackers for Bueller.
Here's a substitution. Miles Dillman, 6 foot 240, replacing 5'10", 170 Gavin Patton. Out of the gun, Yingling being pursued to the near side. Hit as the ball's caught at the 30. Great defensive coverage near side by Javon Ostrom. And the catch made for the Vikings. Eli Hager, forward progress to the 31.
Yeah, Ostrom got the start tonight over Weiscarver, and really he has a lot of speed and great open field tackle there made by Javon.
Well, Cameron Campbell is still out there at a defensive spot. Weiscarver still on the field defensively. Linebackers in the front group pretty much all different now. Moeller is checked in at linebacker for the Crusaders. 3rd down and 2. Yingling's going to keep. He's got a first down, middle of the field, room to run at the 45-50. Being chased, it'll be Carson Moeller who drags him out of bounds from behind at the Bueller 41-yard line. And a big gain for Riley Yingling.
And you talked about it, Yingling's a guy that if he gets the open field can make you pay, but Bueller's first string Black Knight defense doing such a good job that that's really the first run of any note Yingling's had tonight.
28 yards to the 41. It'll be first down from there for the Vikings. Back in the robust formation. Yingling under center. It'll be Arcosta trying to get to the edge on the far side. Being pursued. Gets past Weiscarver. Still on his feet dancing the sideline. And down inside the 20-yard line to the 19. And another 1st and 10. Back-to-back big gains by this Viking running game.
Well, and you guys are getting to see, and we knew how good Acosta and Yingling were. If they get to space, they're guys that can do some damage. But this Crusader first-team defense did such a good job bottling him up that they're having their success late in the game.
22 yards on that carry. 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Arcosta with an inside handoff. And forward progress down to the 11. Well, much like the late 2 scores by Abilene last week, these are really empty yards for the Vikings at this point.
Yep, but you got to give credit to him for still battling and continuing to play. And, for Coach Lewis, you want to teach your teams how to not give up, and that's what he's doing right now. We just had a game-go final on the Ad Astra Sports Network. Andale shutting out Holcomb tonight, 51-0 down in 3A.
2nd and 2 from the 12 out of the robust. Yingling takes the snap. He'll option around the near side, keeps it to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. 3rd touchdown of the night for Winfield. And against the JV defense, Riley Yingling and Armand Acosta working together to march the ball from their own 33 and their third score of the night. First touchdown tonight for Yuengling.
And we'll see if they go for 2 here. And it looks like, yep, Winfield is going to go for 2.
5:08 left. Teams against the Crusaders 1 for 4 this year on 2-point conversions. And they throw it over the middle, a little dump pass over the middle, looking for the tight end. Goes through his hands, incomplete, and the 2-point conversion no good. So the score stands 59-20. 5:08 left here from Buhler. Crusader football on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Something great happening at Allen Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hutch. From factory order inventory specials, parts and service weekly specials, and don't forget Ladies Day every Tuesday. Ladies get an oil and filter change, tire rotation, multi-point inspection, and top it off with your car wash to get you on your way. All for $29 plus tax. Allen Samuels has you covered. Come visit us on the giant corner of 30th and Lorraine, or visit us online at allensamuelshutch.com. And as Mr. Samuels always says,
come by, let's be friends.
At Adams Brown, we go above and beyond to help our clients. Hi, this is Brett Henry. We love to show how our team can help your business. Stop by our Hutch location at 30th and Plum or check out adamsbrowncpa.com. Adams Brown, Strategic Allies and CPAs, above and beyond.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Buhler Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Well, we'll name our play and the player of the game coming up in our Crusader locker room show tonight. Post-game thoughts from head coach Steve Warner. And we'll wrap some other scores up for you.
Yeah, game just went final elsewhere on the network. Little River defeats Burlingame 42-26, so Little River will advance to the sectional round next Friday, taking on the winner of West Elk and Madison.
Trying to defend their state title from a year ago. 5:08 left here. Vikings are going to try the old onside. It's going to go out of bounds.
Buehler's going to send
at the 34-yard line.
JV offense out there, continuing to work some new guys out there. As we'll have a new backfield, looks like, out there along with Jeffrey Neal. And now some freshmen trickling into the lineup out there for Buhler.
So Buhler for their own 35. They'd love to just go ahead and run this clock out. 5:08 left. Actually mark it closer to the 39-yard line.
5:08 to play, first down Buhler.
Out of the I formation.
I believe Gazaway is the fullback and Jay Spencer the tail.
Jeffrey Neal stays in at quarterback. Here is Spencer on the carry, forward for a yard to the 40, Jace Spencer.
Caden Price, one of the linemen out there, along with Miles Dillman. Ruda and Gotti checking in at receiver. Also out there, Blake Hageman. Clock continuing to bleed in that south end zone.
Well, it can run down at this point, can it?
Yes, but it's one of those things the coaches have to agree to it, so maybe Winfield decided not to.
Here's an inside carry by the Crusaders on 2nd down and 9. It'll be Jace Spencer again. And forward progress to the 43, a gain of 3 there. Fourth quarter now. Our Buhler Dental Care scoreboard, Andover Central leading Circle 49-0.
And I just got a score update out of Lyle Couch Stadium in Mulvane. Mulvane now up 18-0. So it looks like the Wildcats will be the ones coming to Crusader Stadium next Friday.
Third down. And about 7 for the Crusaders. They'll stay in the I formation, up 59-20. And Jeffrey Neal wants to pass. Now scrambling far side. Is going to let go of it. In double coverage, it is almost caught, incomplete at the 25, and a great effort over there. Is that Tavian Gilliam?
Yep.
At the 25, far side of the field. He, in double coverage, almost came up with a nice grab.
Yeah, and there is a flag down in the backfield.
That's always in the area of holding, isn't it?
Yes, and with how long Jeffrey had the ball in his hands in the backfield, it's probably going to be a hold of some sort.
Isn't that true? The longer you scramble, the more opportunity you give your line to hold somebody.
Yes. Well, as an old lineman, it's the longer you have to hold him, so it's a little bit more dicey.
But now Coach Warner tells me that they don't teach holding.
Well, years ago, you had to block with the old forearm, give them the forearm shiver, and then it started working in the NFL where they actually used their hands and grabbed, and then holding as long as it was inside was considered okay. But, it takes a lot more to get called for holding now than it used to.
All right. Looks like they'll wipe the penalty off. Peter's going to kick here on 4th down. Miege now leading Chanute in the 4th, 20-14.
And Wamego now up on Augusta 27-7.
Well, so it's looking like a showdown next week. Buter and Mulvane, Andover Central and Wamego. Oh, they've come back. The Stags have retaken the lead against the Blue Comets. Jeff Neal with the kick. It bounces at the 31, and Carson Moeller will down it near the 35. 2:36 to go. So I can't say enough things about really both sides of the ball clicking well. Offense and defense. They have just been dominant in the first half the last 3 weeks, and this is a team, traditionally there have been some Warner teams that have been more third quarter teams. These guys have really done a good job of getting off to a good start for the most part in games this year.
Yeah, getting that separation in the first half where the starters don't have to play much of the second half, that is a huge asset. Decreases the chances of injury, also helps keep the guys fresh, and helps work on your depth.
1:54 left. Yingling. He's going to pitch it to Arcosta.
Throwback.
Who throws it back to Yingling, who's going to run with it to the far side. Well, that's just a play that I don't know that's necessary. Yingling running into Buter territory.
Riley Yingling.
So and down to see where they mark him out of bounds, close to the 35.
Well, Costa's had one of their better throwers tonight. That's the second big completion he's had tonight.
I don't mean to sound like a spoiled sport there. That's just a play that I don't know that I think is necessary.
Well, when you're down 59-20, it's the end of the season. You've got some seniors out there. Coach Lewis is trying to desperately get some more points on the board for his boys.
Goes for 29 with 1:08 to go in the game. They'll go trips to the near side. On 1st down, Yingling sidesteps the step. This is actually Arcosta. Ball bobbled up in the air. It was almost picked off, then almost caught by a Viking, and it ends up incomplete.
Well, and the Viking that almost caught it was Logan Burleson, a 6'2", 200-pound offensive lineman. And, but yeah, so it was one of those deals that instant Acosta took that pitch, you could tell he was setting up to try to throw.
Threw it into heavy traffic, and it was bobbled around and up in the air.
And Winfield's just, I think, going to go to the sidelines, and we're going to have a final here, fellas.
Well, 25 seconds left. Well, they do come to the line. They've got to run one more play. Out of the I formation, play action. Yingling hit as he throws down the field. It is incomplete. Good defensive coverage. And that'll stop the clock. Well, no, they'll let it run out. It'll run down to zeros with a fine defensive play at the 5-yard line, incomplete.
Well, all the nerves that I had pregame can move on to next week.
That was one of those 20 seniors over there, by the way, that made a nice play, Mace McCabe.
No doubt.
Yeah, Team Money was nervous coming into tonight. It worked out okay.
Yeah, I knew that we were going to win, but I was just a train wreck emotionally.
Well, after a hot start, of course, then, Buter jumped out to that 7-0 lead, but the Vikings came back, made it 7-7. He thought, well, maybe it's going to be a game. But then the offense turned on the afterburners. Defense got to Yingling in the backfield, and they run away and hide tonight, 59-20. They stay perfect all time over the Winfield Vikings, 14-zip. You look at that, last 3 weeks, last three opponents, Circle, Abilene, and Buter. They've never dropped a game to any of those opponents.
Pretty impressive stretch and an amazing statistic.
So 14 in all time against Winfield. It is their 34th all-time postseason win. And the Crusaders are headed back to the state quarterfinals for a third straight season. 59-20 our final, our Crusader Locker Room show when we come back on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
You've been listening to exclusive coverage of Crusader football on HKFM. The Crusader Locker Room show is next. Coming up, we'll bring you analysis and break down the numbers from tonight's game. Your home for Crusader football, HKFM.
Have an appliance that doesn't work or a yard full of scrap metal and don't know what to do with it? Hi, this is Kathy from Midwest Iron, and you can save the environment and put a little money in your pocket by bringing it to us at 700 South Main. Call us at 620-662-0551. Midwest Iron, recycling for tomorrow's environment.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration. Hi, this is Robin Swanson. My husband Ryan and I and our team at Phoenix Restoration are proud to be Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. When the unthinkable hits your home or business, we are here to help. We'll put our 10+ years of experience to work to help you recover. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. Phoenix Restoration will help you rise again after your disaster.
Shopping local makes a difference in our community. Please support small local businesses this holiday season and throughout the year. Not only are you supporting our community, you're often receiving better quality and more personalized service. We invite you to shop with us at Jackson Meat, 13 West 6th Avenue, downtown Hutchinson.
Shoot and score this upcoming winter season with Hutch Rec Youth Basketball Leagues. Registration is now open for both recreation and competitive leagues for youth in 1st through 6th grades through December 12th. Register in person at Hutch Rec Downtown at 17 East 1st or online at hutchrec.com. Games start in January and are played on Saturdays. For more information, visit hutchrec.com and follow Hutch Rec on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Rise and shine. It's daylight time and time to go to your happy place. November is a good time to remember all the things we are thankful for, and we are thankful for you and your support. You can show the people you are thankful for a little kindness by giving them some fresh, made-from-scratch Daylight Donuts from your 30th Street Daylight Donuts. We're open every morning at 5 a.m. Order online and have them ready to pick up or come in and see us any day. Your Hutchinson 30th Street Daylight Donuts at 1435 East 30th.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back into our Crusader Locker Room show and a 59-20 win for the Crusaders tonight, who scored early and often. 3 touchdown passes for Bradley Neal to add to his season totals tonight. And that young man has now thrown 17 touchdowns to just 3 INTs. He's had a fantastic senior year. At first pass of the night, 47 yards on a third down and short was fantastic to Brock McCurdy. McCurdy caught 2 passes for scores. Tanner Tustin the other. Sam Elliott rushed his way to 3 more touchdowns. Tonight takes over 2nd all-time in career touchdowns, passing Riley Allen. Defensive score, Bueller had 7th defensive touchdown of the year. A Dalen Coffey scoop and score that came in the 2nd quarter. And Jeff Neal, his 2nd straight week with a field goal, 23 yards in the 4th quarter, and Bueller wins it 59-14. Really, you know, I know we talk about it a lot, and I don't know that you can overemphasize the fact that they're really hitting on all cylinders on both sides of the ball, and that's so key. Here's you're going to get into now 2 really tough weeks where you're going to play good opponents. And that is playing well both offensively and defensively.
Well, and on offense, too, being multidimensional. I mean, that's the thing that really you think about both on defense. You know, we've talked about it. Traditionally, what has been Bueller's weakness defensively? Over the years, it's kind of been the secondary. This team is playing really well against the pass. We got a lot of good, solid athletes out there, guys that can turn over the other team. Are great open field tacklers, do great in run support and pick the other team off. You look at what's maybe been a weaker spot in last couple of years, maybe throwing the football. I'm not trying to single anybody out, but you know we've always had a great solid run team. this team can throw the football, this team can run the football, this team can defend the run, and it can defend the pass. So, I mean, they are a very balanced team. And then you think about special teams, we're making field goals. I mean, that's something that a lot of high school teams at any level in Kansas can't make a field goal to save their life, and we've made a couple of them this year.
Yeah, especially those PATs. Those PATs can be huge when it comes to the output of a game. And just this multi-dimensional offense, we have not seen this from a Bueller team in years. Since about probably, the Ethan White days, we've seen a decent passing game. And so being able to have a passing game, a run game for multiple people, not just Sam, to keep him on their heels, is just astounding. And then the defensive side, secondary, I can't be more impressed with how they've been playing this year compared to other years, having that struggle with the secondary, allowing some big plays. And so this is the most put together Crusader team we have had in years, and the way they've been playing. And I mean, that 20 on the board, that could have an asterisk there. It really should be 59-7, but some unfortunate events happened, of course. But just being able to be so put together as a team, and the way they've been playing, they're a state title contender team.
You know, when a teenager says years, he means like 2 years.
I know.
Yeah, well, and
well, we've talked about it. The last time we were in the state title, Tyler, how old were you guys?
2016.
We were 8th graders.
Okay.
So to him, that is years.
That's dinosaur days.
To me,
him.
that was yesterday.
I agree. I agree 100%.
You know, you've heard it talked about for a long time that you get late into the year, you've got to be able to run the football. And I just think at the end of the day, if Bueller is going to line up and run the power football that they run, and you can't hold them on first and second down, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that defenses are going to get tougher. We said it way back early in the year that Andover Central was one of the best defenses we would see all year. They're still lurking out there, so we know it's going to get tougher. But if the opposing defense can't stop Sam Elliott, it's going to be tough to win.
Yeah. And I tell you what just gets me so excited, the fact of how well we're airing the ball out. I mean, it's making it to where, okay, you want to load up the box, because what teams are going to start doing is just trying to load the box to try to stop Sam, and that's going to open up the passing game. And Bradley Neal, and the beautiful thing, too, some of these years where Bueller's had, some decent receiving yardage, we've had one or two threats. I mean, the beautiful thing, we've got lots of guys out there that can catch the football and do something with it after they catch, and that makes it really tough as a defensive coordinator, because you can't just say, okay, if we take away Sam Elliott and we take away this receiver, they can't move the ball. We've got a lot of weapons in the old storehouse.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of those weapons, let's name them. Bo, Matt.
Oh, these are their actual names. I thought you were just giving them names.
No, Bo, Matt, Dalen, Sam himself. Bradley can run if he absolutely has to, and several others. I mean, you got Mace when you need him, Carson when you need him, and so there's like 5 guys if I can count right.
All right, well, we're going to get some pregame postgame thoughts, that is. I guess if you're looking ahead to next week, it's well in the pregame from head coach Steve Warner. Coach, plays another week. You and I talked about it in our pregame chat, just the importance of getting off to a fast start. And your offense in the first quarter here, second half of the year, has really been untouchable.
It really has. It's been an outstanding job. And, the parts of the offensive line are coming together. And very pleased. Obviously, when you have Sam Elliott, he's going to make a lot of people miss and do a lot of great things. But Bradley had a great game. And you combine Sam, you put Bradley, and then obviously Brock had a great game. We have Matthew, the weapons. Very pleased with the direction of the offense.
How nice of a luxury is it when you get deeper into the playoffs and quality opponents to have those nice starts and force the other team to have to chase you?
Well, you get ahead, and then, yes, the team, especially like this, that wants to run the ball all the time, you'd much rather be ahead and have teams chasing you, because we can milk the clock, too, if we have to. And we didn't feel like we needed to tonight because we were able to score. But, last time we played them, I felt like we left a lot of points on the field. And we talked about, I think, even after the game, that how I just milked the clock and we didn't throw. And we got ahead by 2 touchdowns, and I got conservative. And we were ready to throw everything at them today. And again, Bradley throwing the football like he did, and just did a great job with that. I think he only had one incompletion. I may be totally wrong there, but I don't remember very many incompletions that he had. And then, of course, when Sam runs like he does, and Tanner at fullback catching the ball in the flat, that's very exciting, and it's coming at the right time.
Yeah, you've really got it all working together on offense, and then you look what this defense is doing. You force another turnover tonight, I think plus 19 now in that category. And just adjustments after that first touchdown you guys gave up. Winfield drove down the score. But after that, boy, the varsity guys really locked it down.
Well, the defense did. I mean, it just snowballed on them. The bad punt that they had that Deontay fielded, and boy, you could just tell you feel the momentum was 100% in our favor there. And of course, then we scored right away with offense. But yeah, we put the pedal down, and that's what we talked about: get ahead and then don't let up, because we don't want to let a team come back like that. And I was pleased with the way we came out in the second half. We came out, went right down the field and scored with our varsity, and that's exactly what we need to do. And we took care of business.
This time of year, when you're getting deeper into the year, you like having the opportunity in games like this. You've done it the last 3 weeks where you've been able to rest your key guys in the second half.
I think it's very important, because Sam was going, I don't want to come out. I want to keep playing. I said, I bet you'll be playing all next week. You won't be coming out at all. But, yeah, I think it's huge on us to do that. And, it's the first of the year. Obviously, we weren't that good to be able to do that kind of thing. And every game we were fighting for our lives. And, and we have come together and done a lot of good things. And I have to, give a shout-out to my assistant coaches and all the hard work and all the film study that they do. And, and our players, too, because not only do we watch film together, but we can tell when they watch film from huddle, and the kids are watching a lot of film. They're preparing themselves. Our practices have been good, and we fought some internal issues at the first of the year, and those are all gone, and the kids are all in, and I think they're having fun, and they have some high goals, and we're in the quarterfinals again, and I think it's 12 out of the last 16 years that we've been in the quarterfinals, and now we want more.
Well, and we don't have a final yet, but it looks like you'll be hosting Mulvane next week. They were up 18-0 in the fourth quarter over Mac. Well, there's a team that you've had some battles with over the years.
We have had battles, and I'm sure we're going to have another battle on next Friday night, because if they held them to 0, they've got an awfully good defense, and I figured they would. But they'll run that 3-4, and they always have good linebackers, and they're going to have a good nose guard. That's just what they do.
Well, I know Coach Finnewald's been retired now for a couple of years, but you can still text him and talk some smack this week. So,
oh, we will be texting, I'm sure. We haven't seen each other in the last couple of years. So, and they joined the league, so we'll be seeing them next year too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, looking forward to it. Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you Monday night on our Coaches Show.
Thank you.
All right, that is head coach Steve Warner with us in the post game, and of course Coach Finnewald, who was, I don't know how long he was at Mulvane, but he and Coach really tight friendship, and those two teams, and they really have been back and forth, and just some great battles, and I'm sure it'll be a good one next week.
Yeah, there's going to be, you talk about Coach Finnewald. Of course, he was head coach at Mulvane for many, many years. Him and Coach Warner were the deans of the division of the third division of the AVCTL for many years. And, yeah, it'll be a dogfight. You think about, and not to talk about sad times, but you think about a few years ago back when Mulvane ended our season at the same level of the play, or actually it was sub-state. No, it was the same level. It was sectionals when they defeated us a few years ago. So, it's a football town, and the Ellis kid, I've heard nothing but amazing things on how good this quarterback is.
Well, he hasn't met Bo Van Bruggen yet, so
that's gonna be a fun matchup. Something's got to give, as they always say.
Absolutely. Well, and I kiddingly tell Coach, I rub him all the time that he's now the grandfather of the league. Oh, goodness. Fun stuff, fun times. It's fun to be able to kid around after a game.
There's no doubt about it. And, I mean, I think that the neat thing about – and Coach, something he talked about, fellas, and I can tell you this from my days of coaching, when you start having this type of a long run in the playoffs, even when you're having success, sometimes a team, if they're not getting along or kids just aren't in all the way – people start thinking about, man, maybe it'd be nice if the season's over. And as a coach, you're always afraid of what if the kids actually start tipping towards, man, it'd be nice if the season's over. It is evident from his post-game comments that this team isn't ready for it to be over. They're still having fun. They're still enjoying it, and they still have some big goals in mind.
Well, absolutely. And being at school, talking to them, I know exactly what they're thinking. And all they want is that state championship game and that title. And being able to get some distractions out of the way. They are all in. They're committed. The O-linemen have about film every morning. And then also, Cody Weiscarver, I know, watches so much film. Wes Miller watches so much film. Everybody's, whatever free time they have, they're on huddle looking at film just to get a glimpse of what their opponent's going to be like. And so just the commitment level of this team, I have not seen a team this committed in all my 18 years being alive, which is not a lot, as you guys know.
It's years. Years.
But, yeah, it's just
Love you, buddy.
I can't even speak now.
All right, well, it looks like right now only one game that I have not got an updated score on, and that is St. James and Tonganoxie. Or not Tonganoxie, but Basar-Linwood.
It was 35-7 last I knew.
St. James?
Yep.
So it looks like in the East next week it'll be Piper and St. James, and then possibly Miege, and Eudora blew out Atchison tonight, 50-6. And then on the western side, you'll have Buter and Mulvane, most likely against Wamego and Andover Central. We'll come back, final stats, and our play and player of the game right after this on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
You're listening to the Crusader Locker Room Show. Listen to Crusader football on your smartphone with the Ad Astra radio app. Join head coach Steve Warner for the Crusader Coaches Show, Monday nights at 6:30 on HKFM.
For sand, gravel, concrete, and decorative rock, call the professionals at Gravel and Concrete Incorporated. Locally owned and family operated, John, Chris, Laura, and Lyle Paulson are always happy to help you with your sand, gravel, and concrete needs. And be sure to check out their large selection of landscape holders. That's Gravel and Concrete Incorporated. Call 422-3249.
Serving all of Central Kansas, Gravel and Concrete Incorporated, 7010 North Nickerson Road. Call 422-3249.
As your community bank, Prairie Bank of Kansas is always looking for ways to make banking more convenient, like e-statements. Eliminate the need to file your monthly statements. Now you can be notified the moment your statement is available and easily access it online. Sign up for e-statements online at prairiebankks.com or visit one of our locations in Stafford, Buhler, Inman, or Hutchinson. Prairie Bank of Kansas. How banking should be.
Feed your animals greatness. Feed your animals Purina. For the past 125 years, no company has devoted more time and effort to learning the nutritional needs of livestock and companion animals than our partners at Purina. We are proud to produce and offer many of their quality products as both bagged and bulk feeds at our Hillsboro and Mound Ridge locations. To learn more, go to countrysidefeed.com.
Your livestock need top quality feed, made with pride by Countryside.
Have a smile you want. Come and see us today. We have time for you. Open Friday and Saturday.
Hi, I'm Dr. J. You can have the healthy, beautiful smile you deserve. Come see me today at Hutchinson Family Dental.
Dr. J. Stuckey, Hutchinson Family Dental.
HKFM.
Well, back here to Crusader Stadium, our Crusader Locker Room Show. Our coverage tonight brought to you in part by Apple Lane Animal Hospital, by Gravel and Concrete, by Erickson Custom Building, by Yoder Meats, and by McKenzie Paint and Body. Let's get to our play and player of the game. First of all, tonight's Dick's Phillips 66 Phillip of the game. Phillip on top-tier gasoline, snacks, and more at Dick's Phillips 66. Family-owned for nearly 60 years. Every journey begins with a stop at Dick's Phillips 66. 4th and Stevens in Hutchinson. And we'll take you back to 3:54 to go in the first half on a third down play by Riley Yingling. Sacked in the backfield by Deontay Campbell. And Yingling fumbles the football away, scooped up, and the touchdown returned by Dalen Coffey. 7th defensive touchdown of the year for the Crusaders. Really broke the Vikings back 35-7 at that point. And, boy, Deontay Campbell, who, by the way, got an offer to play next year at Sterling College this week. Congratulations to him. He has really developed, for a couple. He and his brother both, for guys that didn't play before they got to high school. He has developed into a very, very good cornerback.
Yeah, they both have what you need out of a corner. Number one, they have speed. Typically on a defense, the fastest guys, and usually on a team, the fastest guys on the entire team play out at corner.
Echo Bordeaux for K-State.
Yep. They've got to be able to cover in pass coverage, which they are great at going step for step with no matter how, who they're dealing with. They're physical. They've done a great job matching bigger guys and then with physicality, and then also in run support. Those guys, they just make plays in the open field, and both. We cannot stay how strong the secondary is for Buhler. And congratulations to Deontay, because that'd be fun if he gets the opportunity to go play at the next level.
All right, and our player of the game tonight, brought to you by Wifco Steel Products, our man of steel, from storage tanks to steel walkways, stairways, and platforms. Wifco Steel Products is the expert in steel fabrication. Online at wifcosp.com. And congratulations to Brock McCurdy on a fantastic night tonight. He had 2 nice touchdown passes from his good buddy Brad Neal at quarterback. Bradley had a solid night too, and Brock also had he had that one really nice kickoff return there in the middle part of the game.
Yeah, and I tell you, that one touchdown pass he had at the south end zone, he had to really scoop that thing out, was able to hold on in traffic, and we talk about it. He hasn't had, I don't believe he's had a kickoff return for a touchdown, but just so many times this year he's fielded it cleanly, and then he's made something happen and gave Buhler some short fields to work with and great field position, and definitely an asset in this Buhler Crusader team.
Wait, Tyler, I was thinking about a guy like Brock. Early in the year he gets dinged up. Matthew Eddy comes in, and everybody falls in love with Matt Eddy in some of the things he did. And then, Brock then also splitting his time. They ask him to play a lot in the defensive secondary, and that forces him to give up some things on offense. So just a kid that's kept battling and made some nice plays tonight.
Yeah, and Brock actually loves the defensive side. He is actually perfectly fine with sharing the offensive time with Matt Eddy, just being a true teammate, because he just wants the success for the team. And dare I say, it's committed a committed football team, because it's about we, not me. The whole team is. They just want to go out and win for their brothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, also, I feel like the last couple years, he has developed amazingly, and he has been his brother's shadow. Brigham, being known as...
I think he busted out of it tonight.
Yeah, being known as Brigham's brother. Well, I think the last couple weeks, he's earned the right that he's just Brock McCurdy, not the brother of Brigham.
Well, there you go, and good stuff tonight by him. And boy, there's all that bit of us in all of us deep down inside. We want the ball. We want to score.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to score, but no, I couldn't do that from the stands playing my trombone very well.
Well, we score up here with the warmth in the press box.
That is true. All right, let's get to our final stats before we really go sideways here. Our final numbers tonight brought to you by Adams Brown Strategic Allies and CPAs, proudly serving businesses in Kansas for the past 70 years. Online at adamsbrown.cpa.com.
Well, we want to thank Ethan Ricker and the stat crew, always doing a great job keeping us informed. So final totals. Total offense tonight, Buhler with 346 yards compared to Winfield's 283 yards of offense. Buhler averaging almost 9.4 yards a play compared to Winfield's 5.1. And through the air tonight, Buhler with 197 passing yards, Winfield with 76. On the ground, Winfield actually outgains Buhler, 207 yards on the ground to Buhler's 149. Big stat that always stands out. Actually, they beat us in first downs tonight, 17 first downs to 14, and actually beat us in time of possession. But now we'll get into the individual stats. Bradley Neal tonight goes 8 of 10 for 197 yards and 3 touchdowns. His younger brother just goes 0 for 1. In late action, Armand Acosta actually one of the more effective passers from the tailback spot, goes 2 of 3 for 56 yards and a touchdown. Riley Yingling goes 5 of 11 for 20 yards, no touchdowns. Sam Elliott on the ground tonight, 13 carries, $143, 4 TDs. Jeffrey Neal, second leading rusher tonight, 3 carries for 6 yards. Jay Spencer, 2 carries for 4. Tanner Tushton, 1 carry for 2. Levi Atherton, a carry for 2. Brock McCurdy with a carry for nothing. And then Marcus Voss and Bradley Neal both finished with negative yards rushing. Armand Acosta, you knew he was going to get some yards tonight. 20 carries for 152 yards and a TD. Riley Yingling, 13 carries for 43 yards and a TD. Justice Tate with 4 carries for 8 yards. Individual receiving yards for the Crusaders. Player of the game, Brock McCurdy, 3 catches for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Tushton had a nice night, 2 catches for 55 yards and a touchdown. Sam Elliott, 1 catch for 26. Matthew Eddy, 1 catch for 26. And Dalen Coffey, 1 catch for 23. Leading receiver tonight for Winfield, actually the quarterback, Riley Yingling, 1 catch for 29 yards. Cody Brin had 2 catches for 22 yards and a TD. And, of course, on the field goals tonight, Jeffrey Neal has the 2 field goals this evening.
2.
Correct?
He was 1 for 2.
1 for 2. He had the chip shot. Oh,
well, he's actually technically 1 for 1.
They took that away.
Because they took that one away because of the penalty.
My fault.
Yeah.
That is my fault completely. But
all right, so he was technically 1 for 1. You're talking about the first downs. You don't want when 6 of your scores go 5 plays or less.
That's
you
why
don't need a lot of first downs.
That's why we didn't pile up the first downs like we had, because that's usually a stat that's a good one for Bueller and usually a stat for success. But, but just a good night. We talked about the other big stat, fourth most points in a playoff game for Bueller, the most they've scored in a playoff game since 2009 down at Rose Hill on the 13th of November.
All right, final stats. We'll come back and wrap it up with some final scores right after this on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Follow our Crusader football coverage on the sports page at adastroradio.com and on your phone with the Ad Astro Radio app. The Crusader Locker Room Show. You're listening to Bueller Crusader Football on HKFM.
Hi, this is Jade with IdeaTech. We love bringing internet freedom to the residents and businesses of Bueller, Kansas. IdeaTech is a proud supporter and the preferred internet provider of the Bueller Crusaders. As the Crusaders know, speed wins. We back up our lightning-fast internet with a customer-first philosophy. That means you'll talk to a live person from our offices in Bueller when you call in. If you're not already a customer, go to ideatech.com and click on Check Availability, or call 620-543-5000 to inquire about our services.
During the last few years, we've seen a lot of change. One change that we're very proud of is that data shows alcohol use in Reno County 12th graders is down 11% since 2017. That's awesome. Change happens when people work towards common goals. Everyone can encourage our kids to make good choices. Thanks for being part of the solution. This is Carla from Rise Up Reno Prevention Network. Tell kids when you're proud of them. Rise Up, Reno.
The medicine shop. When you drop your prescriptions off, the personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need delivered with speed. The lowest price is guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle at 14th and Main at the Little White Castle. You'll feel all better at the medicine shop.
Erickson Custom Building has a great plan and a budget suited for your needs. Whether it's a new build, a remodel of a kitchen, interior, exterior, or an insurance restoration project, Erickson Custom Building provides quality craftsmanship and superior customer service. We stand behind our work and have lasting relationships with vendors, suppliers, and most importantly, with you, the customer. Erickson Custom Building, proud to support all high school activities. Call 620-585-2816 or visit EricksonCustomBLDG.com.
HKFM.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back here. Our Crusader Locker Room Show is we'll go through some final scores tonight in our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. And, Christopher, let's start with what happened on our network tonight.
Okay, we've got finals on everything except for one. We'll start up the road at Inman. The Teutons roll over Oakley tonight on KSKU 94.7, 54-16 to advance to sectionals. Kingman defeats Garden Plain in a regular season rematch down in Kingman, 28-21. That was on 100.3 KNZS. Hillsboro marches on to sectionals his way with a big 41-14 win over Chaparral. Gossel ends the Maxville Mustangs season 50-16 in 8-man one action. Little River, the defending state champion, dispatches Burlingame 42-26 up in Little River. We talked about Andale. They continue on as they shut out Holcomb 51-0, and the only score that has not gone final, still trying to get an update from down in Cheney. Cheney, the last score we had, Cheney was leading Collegiate 21-3, and that was with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, but we believe that game has maybe gone final.
All right, some other scores tonight. We can tell you that Bishop Miege has beaten Chanute 33-21, so Miege will be moving on in the 4A state playoffs.
And the Cheney game just went final, so they defeat Collegiate 21-3.
And Miege will get Eudora in the quarterfinals as the Cards beat Atchison tonight 50-6. So that'll be one of the quarterfinals in the East. Mays beats Carroll tonight. Bishop Carroll's season comes to an end 28-21. Wichita Capon over Mays South tonight 37-21. The final there, Hayes High beats Andover. The Indians moving on 18-6 in 5A.
Well, and you guys were talk a little bit about what's going on down in Mulvane.
Yeah,
so
we hear
now
it's
official
gotten tight.
Now. It's official that Mulvane has won 18-16.
18. Mac with 16 fourth quarter points to come back and make a game of it. But Mulvane holds on, so Mulvane will be here in Buhler next Friday night. Big win for Canton Galva up at Clifton Clyde tonight. The Eagles win 66-20. Dominating win for Canton Galva there. Great job. Just looking quickly. Casey Piper moves on to the playoffs. They beat Paola tonight 27-21. I hadn't seen anybody seen a St. James
Yes, let's see.
Final yet?
I did see the final here just a bit ago. Yeah, St. James beats out the 1 seed in the East, Baser Linwood, 35-7. So St. James Academy has the big matchup next week
with Casey Piper.
Yes,
they won't have to go very far for that. So,
no, they are right on top of each other.
Yeah, elsewhere, Wamego was leading late 27-7 over Augusta, and Andover Central was blowing out Circle 49-0.
Its final, that was 49-10.
49-10, and so it'll be Wamego, Andover Central, Buhler Mulvane in the West next week. It'll be St. James and Piper, along with Miege and Eudora, not Medora.
I was going to say,
unincorporated.
Medora's moving up.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody find what Medora High School's mascot used to be. I did get a message, by the way, and we're totally going off the rails again. But after the game, was it a few weeks ago, we were trying to figure out Arlington High. Was it Arlington?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's and I got a message after the game was over, if I can figure out how to pull this up, from Jan Ray. It was the Arlington Warriors.
Yes. The junior high was the Braves. The high school was the Warriors.
Yes. So just so that we've got that officially corrected. All right, well, we'll go another week deeper into the playoffs. Buhler now 9-1 on the season, back to the quarterfinals for the third straight year. And a big matchup coming up next Friday night here at Crusader Stadium with the Mulvane Wildcats. Fun stuff. Final score 59-20. Buhler wins it. The Winfield Vikings end their season at 4-6. Great job tonight, fellas. Have a great weekend.
Yes.
And, we'll see you next Friday.
It's a busy weekend for the high school.
Yeah. Formal tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then Powder Puff.
Yeah, we got formal tomorrow. Several kids are going to that. It's going to be a busy one. I don't know what they're going to do with the COVID restrictions, though. But then...
Are you coaching on Sunday?
I am actually announcing down on the field. Going to be a fun little PA announcer.
All right. Look forward to that. And then, of course, next Friday, the game. Next weekend, it's Thursday, Saturday. Is that right, Colton, for Mamma Mia?
Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday at the BHS Auditorium. And you can get your tickets in advance for that?
Yep.
Or at the door?
Yep. Yeah.
And what fun part, sir, will you be playing?
I will be playing one of the dads, Harry. He's a British man, plays guitar, and he's just one of the dads throughout the musical, you know.
Is your last name Pitts?
No.
Man, I'm going to say, Colton, you're getting typecast as a guitar player, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I want to hear your British accent. We're going to put you on the spot.
My British accent. So it's not the greatest when I get put on the spot, but, you know.
Yeah, very good.
It's all right.
Hey, good job on the guitar, by the way, tonight.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
All right, that's going to wrap things up. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget Sterling College football senior day at Smizer on the network. 12:30 tomorrow as the Warriors take on the Ottawa Braves. For Chris Shank, Cliff Shank, Tyler Adams, and Colton Hines. Aaron West, have a pleasant good evening. You've been listening to Crusader Football here on HKFM and the Crusader Sports Network.
Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hutch are proud supporters of high school sports. And of course we are proud